Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. It's a momentous day. It is. Let's share the show. If you can, welcome. I'm told that many of you you're not even Lofien, many of you following again. I'm told that many of you are following again. But let's share the show. I was watching the game myself. But I think, honestly speaking, the last or dying minute, Lofa made a huge mistake. Lofa made a huge mistake. In the dying minute, Lofa made a huge mistake. That particular corner kick, they shouldn't have allowed any Isua Ben. In the dying minute, you do what we call man marking. You're not leaving anybody. But anyway, let's share the show, folks. Welcome. Let's share the show, folks, please. As you join us, let's share the show. I wouldn't rush my people. Let it get in. See all your prediction, all your that final year. Yeah, let's share the show. Today Umba will have a cool show. I know that. There will come a time where the noise will be there, but we'll have a cool show. We'll have Chairman Musa Bility, Chairman representing Musa Bility with us. I know he's following the game too. It's not easy. My people, as you join, let's share the show. It's not easy. Right now, we from Lofa say it's not easy. We put ourselves in situation we can handle. Yeah. We never real G that here. The beginning lab me no time, the beginning redeem. The beginning of real G that here. But we're working, we'll face things. Don't worry, we'll face things. But in the meantime, let's share the show. Let's share the show. It's not easy today. Let me see it. Yeah, it's not easy. Newborn, can you imagine newborn blooded to the newborn? Newborn, so we are being in solidarity or you eating red today? What kind of trouble is this? Newborn. No, but please fill in what is school, Chief.
Sorry, it's not easy from my end. I don't know what you get to me.
But man, I hear you. What is school?
Correct. Thank God that you get it. But why you don't budget with the scope, man? Oh, but, but man, slow down, man. Look, slow down, my young man. Slow down.
I'm
Slow
suspecting
down.
you.
My young man, slow down. For matter of fact, the game stay in or play, but as it stands, it's stay 2-2. If I River G County 2, Lower County 2, as it stands between
I'm
Lepo.
disappointed in you.
I give you result again. It disappointed me for one.
I'm
So
usually disappointed.
okay, just hold up. Just wait for them. So it's between Lepo and that of Lion. So
Leaders Lepo and Lion, who's strong?
So let me tell you, I will give you a short story when the game ends. I will give you a short story about the lion and the lioness. You know what? Sometimes the lion live long, or in fact, the female or lion or the lioness live long just because of certain thing, while the lion or the male lion die sooner than. But we don't know so many things sometimes.
So you supporting Reggie? Wait, my man. The other that does story. In football term, you supporting Reggie over?
No. Let me tell you, I support best ass, but in all, I will be having a little consideration with River G County, because why? When they carry this trophy this time around, that means it will be the first time. And let me be frank, you know, this is a kind of thing give other people opportunity too to also, you know, be part of certain thing. Don't feel that only you, and only you. No. So for Lofa, I think they are one time. So I don't mind even when they carry. I don't really worry, because maybe it will be the second time. But now
you honor money. You honor money us.
No, I don't.
No, you're fighting against all. You've been running campaign since yesterday. We're looking at you, and we got you on record. And you know, but let me. I know the chairman watching the game.
Yes, rather everybody basically rather like in fact I was texting you, but this time rather the time or maybe we can say almost 90% of us as people are glue. Everybody even on it. Yeah.
We'll send it to the chairman so the chairman can join when he's done.
Yes, the man will join us immediately after the game.
But on the record, I see the conspiracy against Lofa.
Oh, they can that's not correct. So
even though there's two Benji there, I thought you were going to play in solidarity. But it's not surprising to me you betrayed Struggle yesterday. You betrayed Struggle yesterday.
Easy. Look, don't mess. Look, they got this stop. Oh, so they got this. So you join Steve. I see. Look, Steve. Look, I'm now observing that Steve, if you not take time, they entire BAFTA here and there. 3 ways that BAFTA people that we can deal with people still know that one very well. So every time you try so not to molly his own, stuff. Then after that you come again and clean everything that we carry by. So I think they
let me declare, I don't want to be in the Baptist church. I don't want to be there.
So you want us to excommunicate you?
Not only excommunicate me, when you're excommunicating me, put there never to return. NTR. I don't want to be in the Baptist church. I don't want to be part of it. In fact, let me resign for your excommunicating me. I turn away from the Baptist church.
No, wait. No. Hold it, breaking news, because we want some of our Baptist deacons, our reverend that are following the game. By the time, like for example, Reverend Luther Tap, all the people that are following the game. As soon as the game finished, then you come out and say,
Reverend to me, now you can call him Reverend. Luther Tap is a political leader. He's not a Reverend. For me, in my honest view, Luther Tap is a political actor who is hustling in the name of. First of all, I listen to Luther Tap preaching. You don't even know what he's talking. You don't know what he's talking. I tell you, I can sit down in chair. Luther Tap preach to me. I'll walk outside. Do not don't know why me talking. I say, hey, I listen to him when they play me in Minnesota talking funny thing. I don't want to go listen to. You think that thing where you can be like brother say they call anybody that man of God, they call the other person God. You think I want a funny thing, eh? You think I want a funny thing? And I go to church for somebody who I can teach to come lecture, lecture me. I used to lecture me about God being Luther Tappe don't know what he be talking. Luther Tappe don't know what he be talking when you're raving. I elaborate and give funny when the tattoo is give me. I mean you'll be on tattoo Billy. Luther Tappe I get no tattoo. Me, I don't worry about Luther Tappe. Luther Tappe, I'm a raving that you're raving. That y'all can call you raving. Me, I don't call Luther Tappe raving. I will never call Luther Tappe raving. Luther Tappe are not raving. But don't bring Luther Tappe story here. Before I bring Luther Tappe story, don't bring Luther Tappe story here.
No, hey man, okay, it's okay. We're at peace. I'm just saying that no, because you are breaking in, in fact, you are breaking something on news, and that news is a breaking news. So because they're going to look when you don't mask.
I don't know what you're talking, man. Luther Tappe in Minnesota saying preaching, talking funny thing.
So finally, you will be leaving the Baptist.
I will be that leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm excommunicating myself from the Baptist church.
No, don't do that. Look, don't do that. We will talk, Steve, will talk that behind the same.
No, I won't be there. I won't be there. The level of crookery in the Baptist church, a bunch of crooked are there. And I won't be there. And I won't be there. No, let me tell you something. When Jesus comes, on Judgment Day, let me tell you today, on Judgment Day, I won't be in the line. I won't stay on in the line in the heat, be sweating. Because I'm affiliate of the. No, I don't want to be inside. Oh, on the radio, I don't want to be in the Baptist church again. I'm done.
So Steve, you are now behaving like Paul. Because and I'm wondering as to if you're going to be one of the maybe disciple of Paul. I think you're not going to be somebody because, for example, with that young guy who was like going on with his father's wife, and the people in the church were like, oh, the old kill it, I know the young will kill it, oh, and Paul was so angry that there was something the way he can talk, He said, but what's going on here? How would you people sit down here?
My dear. And I won't be in the Baptist church at first. No, I don't want to be there.
No, you can't leave us like that. Yeah.
That's only you.
We got to sit down. We got to sit down. No, look, we have a way of handling issues. So you got to come. We always sit down, and because when your brethren, even though some of these things are not happening, but when your brethren is dissatisfied, maybe not happy with some situations, sometimes you got to walk to your brethren to find out what's going on. But again, like you said, we're not doing all these things.
What's going on? Two people who are public figures from the Baptist church have created, let me tell you something. They have created a lot of questionings and discrepancy. You can't be representing the Baptist church and you want to go. And I won't be in your church. That force. You're paying for being in the church. What do you do? You leave that thing, man. You leave that thing. No, I know the Baptist pastor watching. Man of God. And I owe you nothing. You don't owe me nothing. Today, be May 5th. I am officially leaving y'all. Y'all can keep Labour. Y'all can keep President Joseph Yuma Bwaga and the rest of the guys. I'm not working.
And just imagine the time, in fact, that you want to even leave us when you and the president on the same side today. Look, today you're going to be a great day. Again, you finished. I think they're going for Papa Penitence. But I'm so amazed today to see you and the deacon on the same side today. That's just so magnificent.
Where?
And you're supporting the same team?
No, but Lofa, I told you they were best supporting Lofa. What are the president on the side, not on the side? What did God say me? But man, and I'm an issue then there. Leave me with I what I go. You want just bring something on the show to bring noise. No, Melbourne. The issue that we're discussing. No, that the birthday issue. Till content me closes in Liberia. Lofa and Magibi. Then I will add maybe 1 or 2 more counties there as I keep going. But are the 2 counties I will support. To the trumpet sounds.
Lofa and who?
Number 1, I will support Lofa.
Okay.
Great. Magibi number 2, I will support Magibi. Next year for the local things, I will add Grand Gillette there. For the local.
So you are son or Senator Natano Mangel.
But man, I told you, say my 2 senators, as station, they are corrupt. I say, what do you happen? Magio and what you mean? We are the disco. No, we are the disco in the country. Natana Magio and Nukwe. Our 2 senators, look, Magibi broke history.
Okay.
I don't know that thing about me. That my senator there, we elected them.
And you are part of them.
We have elected the 2 sanctioned. In fact, when I went to a meeting, the American refused to send her in a meeting because Magioren were there. Let me tell you something. Oh, I'm being very honest. Ask them. Ask the Senate. Ask the government of Liberia. The people walk from the meeting. They said they can't sit. We're convicted. Not convicted. We're sanctioned, corrupt government officials. Funny if they catch them. They said when negotiate, after you negotiate, you get sanction on you. So you see, look, in as much that it's embarrassing to me, it's disgraceful to my country, the country I was born in, the country I was raised, Magibi country, but originally I'm from Lofa. We got 2 sanctioned senators. We are a disgrace to the word and to the look. If the people of Magibi were serious for 2, they not get in the street and ask for both of them to resign. If they refuse to resign, the people of Magibi stay in the street until they leave that post. You can't have 2 senators who are sanctioned for criminality. So what is? And I laugh. And I let the people, and I let some of my men who from Grand Gillette who are afraid to call on Alex Grant, who were disgracefully disgraced by UL after he lied. And I let it.
No, but even Steve, some of us who are sons and daughters of Grand Gillette that can speak truth to power, we've been saying these things times with our numbers. But again, like for example, when they counted me the discrepancy that just happened quite recently between maybe Nimba game and another Grand Gillette game and the referee and so on, where would the superintendent start from? What are you going to say? The people are saying that they don't want you. Almost 90% of the county or of the citizens in the county are saying that we don't want this man. And the president or the government officials continue to say, no, that man will bring to you people. So I don't think, for me, I don't think Grand Gillette are going to be united very soon because from the kind of thing or from the look of things, it will be too difficult because you cannot impose someone on the people. The reason why sometimes development move very fast or with speed is the kind of a person that work with the people. But again, that's the kind of government that we have. So my brother, you're right. But some of us who sit down here and close our eyes or ear and other in fact we don't see anything and we don't talk about it. No. So just a grand leg, he can say what he wants to say. He have all of his people. But some of us, we're going to tell him that indeed the way things are going is not the right way. The people are saying that we don't want you. Even if I were him, you served for 6 years as a lawmaker, but he still won. Leave the people and go to different thing. Yeah.
My man, let me tell you right now, my QB is my country. I support Grand Gide. Lofa is the place I come from, my country of origin. My country of origin, I mean, Lofa. I got too much interest in Grand Gide. Too much. Yeah, too much vested interest in Grand Gide. And so, that being said, Makibi, the country in which I was born, which I hold dearly to my heart, has been infiltrated by criminals. Criminals who are sanctioned. When you say it, they say, oh, don't say it like that, but I can say it like that. You understand? I can say it like that because they are sanctioned. And it's a serious disgrace. It's an embarrassment. And we are here. You know, we were from Magibi. We were talking in public, we so lower our voice. I'll be very honest, we so lower our voice. Because we are the most disgraceful country in the nation, in the world. How you get your 2 senators sanctioned? 2. Now one or 2 sanctioned. And we follow by Nimba. And we read what else? We read what else? The only person that between us, we're Magibi and Nimba that born country. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of Bon County or the other Bon County senator be sanctioned too very soon. Because he's been watched very clearly. He's Senator Prince Boy. Yeah. So, my brother, Nimba County, the man who they call Godfather, is sanctioned. Prince Johnson, in fact, he and the other papa from Grand Cayman, who was kicked out by people, and I want to thank the people of Grand Cayman for not re-electing him. Vanny Sherman, they're the ones that started the sanction, baby. Prince Johnson and Vanny Sherman. They were the first 2 people that were sanctioned.
Mm-hmm.
So you see,
yeah,
you're
right.
We had trouble on our hand.
Let me okay, yo.
Give me a second. I think I get no technical call here. Give me a
All right, that's great. So indeed, folks, to all of you, our dear listeners, indeed, the time check is nearly half past the hour. Today is Sunday, having to be the first Sunday in the 5th month, the month of May, and for matter of fact, today is the 5th also. So it's 5-5, right? About 5-5 2024, and today is the final of the National County Sport Meet, and the penalty shootout is ongoing. We're seeing that, yes, indeed, is now 3-1, and the penalty shootout. So that River G County, River G County is for the first time going to walk away with the championship.
My
Yes,
man,
indeed.
my man, you in big studio. Don't rush to announce what kind of thing. So
Because when the chairman come, I know that they were going to start first.
my man,
Because I'm celebrating and so on. But go ahead, anyway, go ahead.
2FM at B station, you can't just rush to get announced thing like that. No, let me tell you something. So many things that you discuss it in caucus room and decide the way. You understand?
So I was telling you about you leaving us like that. That go behind the scene. Deputy, I don't know if she's your lawyer or maybe your ally. She's saying no, everything should be discussed right here, and in fact, we should just end everything. I said no, that's not the best way to do because this is our brother. And in fact, he been with us. Maybe who knows? Maybe from the childhood days up to now. Because man, you know, there are some of us that been baptized from the day of birth up to now. So maybe you are one of them. I don't know.
No. I know you're looking at. I know you're trying to bring other people on board. I know you are working very, very hard. But no. When I agree with the other one. Let the game finish. We'll congratulate the winner. And we'll go for
Yes, indeed.
Why are you rushing to announce winner, my man?
No, I'm saying that from what I'm seeing, it's like the dry lion I don't know what you know. If I really did. Look, technically, you don't even know. That dry lion, the lion that only eating for days, now want to play football. Anyway,
So,
we stay with it.
we are getting from corresponding there. It is safe to say on the show, congratulations to Ray G. Whether the lion was dry or it was fat, we not make it in Lofa. No, wait. We can take defeat. Don't see what I do. No. Let me tell you something. We will take defeat. We can take defeat.
No. Actually, I like Lofa. Actually, I like the way Lofa even play today. The team, in fact, the both teams play a lot. Play magnificent ball. Easy. Let me ask.
Speaking,
Steve. Look, don't forget about that woman there, Gibson. We'll come to Steve later on now. Steve enough. Yeah.
So like listen, no point bring about the Igbo belly leave. Listen, the Igbo conversation is a strategic conversation. You don't want to get into it. Don't tell us. You understand? Let's stay focused with the issue, right? Melbourne. To be quite honest, in Liberia historically, football player there. We not ever hear say we are good football player come from Lofa or Nima or other places. No, the Southeast is known for producing good football players.
Maybe it's like Grand Basso County small.
I mean, lead that Grand Basso team. Grand Basso team towards the Southeast. The only good player Grand Basso ever produced was Jean Salinsa Diba. But Jean Salinsa Diba himself, he put a bluffing Bene, the selfishness, and the meanness on here.
Someone said, "Man, walk out of the feet yesterday."
Funny face. Oh, funny face. So what I'm saying, essence, River G won. We look, President George Weah. What are you liking on that? Who is the icon of football in Africa? And to some extent around the world. The biggest icon of football in the world was Kim Pele. King Diogo Maradona. In recent times, we have Messi. And you understand? So what I'm saying to you and the rest of the people, the Southeast know how to play football. Let's be honest. We from Lofa, let me tell you, there are 4 group of people from Lofa. The Mandingos, the Bandi, the Loma, and the Kisi. All of us, I can tell you what we can do. The crooked set of people there.
Stop it. This one with you.
Hey, brother. Okay, I will leave it. No, I will leave it. Where we are from? The one who smart and no boat. Who good looking in the face, they're from the Bandisa. And that is how I'm from.
Okay.
You understand? And the one who get, what they call, I can put many, he said, that the Lomansa. And my man, you understand, the one who got the article incorporation before the Lomansa. The business-minded people from the Maningosa. So we divide in our country. So if you want to see crooks, you want to see people who get be more than top plenty, go to the Kisi side. That they be more many. The Kisi side, be more many, they get a lot of slow crooks. You understand? So, I mean, are you there? Are you ready?
Steve.
Yes.
Steve, so the people are calling back to back. They are saying that they want you to just take 1 minute break or find a self-made song. Big mistake, at least. So let's just go for a break. Go for it and play it for the studio there. Play it now. The people are just sleep. In fact, no way for me to even turn on. So the people blew out to the radio. Yes.
Wait now. We can be playing for them. You know, it's Friday the 7th we're playing on the show yet?
Yeah, take a bigger mistake.
No, before we play bigger mistake, let me play the biggest song right now in the country.
Okay.
The biggest song right now in the nation. The biggest song in the nation. The biggest song in the nation. You understand?
Mm.
So as we speak now, we'll play the biggest song in the nation first.
Okay.
You know, let me tell you something. We the one can bring the song there.
Mm.
I can something. And this song here, this song we won't play. We don't want no problem inside.
Yeah, yeah. So to all of our followers also
All
that
our
maybe that
followers,
you not from
we don't
I'm
play
a
music on the
G.
show before we get our guests on. That will take us some part of this song. This song is for all of all. Yeah, for all of all. Even when we look at right now, the dry line, what they did things to us. We take it. We don't get a problem. So let play this song. You know, let's play this song. Yeah, well, Melbourne. Maybe I go out of studio again. Oh. This morning why I turn now.
What happened? What going on?
Give me a second there.
Yes, it's like maybe the song you gotta look into the maybe the other photo. Check. Is there?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah. So to all of our followers, man, all of our SKTV supporters, every one of you that are here from River G County, whether you support River G, I want to do the first time, and your uh the nephew not support you today,
Melbourne, get a song here. Let me bring mom.
okay.
The great mom.
What up?
Yeah, my man, we're celebrating the song, the win of River G today, even though Sefu and our guests are not here yet. But let's celebrate. Don't know today that let's congratulate River G for the job well done.
Let's start a show.
So folks, congratulations to River G. Whether you like it or not, CIC this big song. Thank you for the
Pepe can jango, le pape said no one to do it, do. Clipper can rock you, lepe when you coming true. You can see. All the good God do for me, oh. Papa, your blessing to plant me and I get cut out to oh. You opened door, you made a way. Made my enemy call it fair. They wanna wallow down me. They listen people not saying. Me only used to tell I mean, they telling me okay. Congratulations. They opening corridor for me to pass. When you said the full say congratulations. See how you turning around for good from the way to farewell. Congratulations. The grace I carried and on your bed, the church and do well. Congratulations. Congratulations. Let all my kids they wanting me for. All of my Kenya give it to God. They think il a tout, il a follow maman. Les papes la zoba. Les poils a don kutuku. Si les tina do. Jelle to say we not John su. Me I got pepe. Champutuku. You turn it around for me. When all of them were looking down on me. Clipper you see the show. Your umpa is slow but sure. Let me hear today, tell me yes sir. Used to put your level, tell me what's that. Look better than blind to your dream. Papa, I do
We'll
as
go
you
copyright to the song, folks.
Hey, you can see. All the good God do for me, oh. Papa, your blessing to plant me and I get cut out to oh. You opened door, you made a way. Made my enemy call it fair. They wanna wallow down me. I listen people not saying. Me only used to tell I mean, they telling me okay. Congratulations. They opening corridor for me to pass. When you said the full say congratulations. See how you turning around for good from the way to farewell. Congratulations. The grace I carried and on your bed, the church and do well. Congratulations.
Well, folks, that was the voice of CIC, our own Liberian brother. Yes, congratulations. I see Melbourne just looking. I don't understand, my man. Monk, Melbourne just looking excited. Melbourne, I don't know. I don't know what we say, but congratulations again to River G. This was an outstanding performance. Truly speaking, they deserve it. They earned it. They worked tirelessly for it. And you know, as professional sport people, we understand what it means. Lofa County would have to double the efforts, but that's it right there. But what say you?
Not much for me. I'm not too into the county meet stuff because I think there is no means to an end. It doesn't strengthen the national league. It doesn't strengthen the national team. So it's merely for entertainment purposes, and that's why I don't have too much stuff. But I thought Melbourne is a green cheating. How he's celebrating the River G's win.
Melbourne are there. No, Melbourne are there. You will be rare here today to bring us in the town. There.
No, let me look. You know we are sport lover, right? So even when Lopa County are going to win this tournament, that's how I'm still going to celebrate. Because you know the reason why I love Lopa County song, but so warning in that song, I got to ask you and Representative Monk. You were looking for the pool. How you be looking for pool? So because of that, I said, okay, send the pool. The pool big enough, they can see it. Let me just go to pool from River G small, you can see the pool.
No. You see, you want anything ugly now. Yeah, you want anything sticky now. You want anything sticky. We got in solidarity with you when Nimba want to call you. But you hear them laughing, you trying to say you eat susu or you found money, you just want to call you. Brother, we look at you now. No, we look at you.
Solidarity, yeah. But just that we can continue to be honest. Every time we sad, you know, good. Sometimes we can celebrate.
Okay, well, folks, welcome to today's edition. We're waiting on our guest, Seku will join us. We have Monk. Yesterday, we told you Monk he has some things to take care of. As you already know, today he's back to business. Folks, today is Sunday, the 5th of May, 2024. I'd like to use this opportunity in advance to say Happy Mother's Day. Mother Day right around the corner. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers on earth, especially those of you in Liberia. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to my mother, my aunties, all of my mothers. Thank you so much. Thanks for all you do daily. Happy pre-Mother Day to all of you. It's a good thing to have mothers in your life. Happy Mother's Day. Thanks for all you do. And that's where we are at this stage. Monk, what say you, my man? In other news, our president Leonard is in Dallas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas.
Yeah.
And we saw a couple of pictures for him. The president seemed very excited. We got some developments, but today, because of the news, because of the conversation with the representative, we might not get into that. But we got some development. We told you we'll keep track of who Joseph Waga will be meeting and what will be going on. We got some development on that. Anyway, what say you, my man?
Well, not much. Another day, and we're following events as they unfold. We got the breaking news from the county meet that's gone to a climax, and like you said, the president is in Dallas, Texas, to attend a business conference with investors. We will see what those meetings and interaction will bring in terms of return on investment. Like I said, on countless occasions, I could care less about how many trips a president make. I'm only interested in the return on investment. When you come to the conferences, what is in it for the average Liberian? How does it how it transform their life, the value it adds to their life, the economy, and the overall forward movement agenda of the country? That's what I look for. If you was like the previous president who just come to this trip, this random trip, some of them, they are of no significance. it doesn't add anything except being a financial burden to the taxpayer, then it becomes a problem for me. But until then, I reserve a right to see what happens next when the president leaves these meetings and interaction and business engagement. You know, we tell people government is business, whether you look at it or not, but they say it's politics. I said, no, government is bigger than politics. If you understand government, you will know that it's the highest form of a business, because at the end of the day, it's about tit for tat. You give me something, I give you something. Whether it's America, whether it's China, whether it's Russia, every time an international partner or a major power player enters into a country, he there for one thing only: business purpose. It's nothing more. The only difference is one sells tangible goods and the other one sells intangible goods. You know, when I explained that concept to somebody, he asked me, he said, "Monk, why you always comparing business and government? They are not the same." I said, "No, they are the same. Just look at the corporate structure and look at the government. You deal with a budget, right? Why you deal with a budget in business? When business operate looking for three things: either they are in profit, they are in the loss, or they break even. When you get a budget shortfall and you get surplus budget and you get a balanced budget, it's not the same thing. When they hire you in the private sector, they call it talent acquisition. When they hire you in government, they call it civil services. It's the HR version of the business in the same government. What you don't understand is government is there to make your life better by building schools, by building roads, and building hospitals. But at the end of the day, it's still about profit. So he told me, he said, "Bro, I still don't understand what you're saying." I said, "Okay, take for example, the reason you take student loan in America to go to school, because the government understands that if you're uneducated, you become a liability to society. When you become educated, you make more money. And we got something we call the progressive tax structure. The more money you make, the more money you pay in taxes. So the government is not only giving you money to go to school, the government knows that over the long term, they're going to make profit out of you. The reason the government invests in healthcare so that you can become well, because a sick or a dead person cannot work. So how can the government generate more money? They want to make sure that you are healthy, you are in your sound mind and a sound body. That's why they engage into healthcare, because they know in the long run, the more you work, the more money you will make. And when you make the most money, you will pay the most in taxes. So at the end of the day, everything is about profit. That's about it.
So Monk, yesterday you weren't here as we went, yesterday you weren't here. We engaged into the conversation, and some people got routed up by these questions and these concerns. We engaged into the conversation as to where, okay, the 100 days are over. Some people are saying, "Oh, let's not keep talking about it. We let get 100 days. Yeah, the government made a mistake, and this one not working. Great." Monk, what's next after the 100 days? What is the plan? What is the plan? What do we look forward to? How do we go now for the 100 days that we couldn't even meet? What is the plan? What do you say, Monk?
For me, I don't see the plan. I don't have a sense of the plan. And that's why we told them that the 100 day was all about. We said it on the show. We keep saying it every day. The reason there is a 100-day benchmark is not that the president or anywhere in the world is capable of performing miracle, but the 100-day plan is the blueprint. I keep making this analogy. When you are an architect or you want to build a structure, they get something they call the blueprint. The blueprint tells the contractors how you want the building done. When at the end of their work, is the lead, is what gives them indication, is what gives them a sense of the structure you are trying to put out. That's why the 100 days is all about. The way you start the 100 days determines how you're going to end up within 6 years. It gave the voters an idea as to what you want to achieve. It gave them a picture of your vision, like on the billboard. You see, when you walk into a business environment, they get something called the vision board, where they get their vision statement and their mission statement. It tells you that this is what we stand for. At the end of the day, this is what we do business for. That's what the 100 days is all about. So if you cannot give me an impression, if you cannot give me a sense as to where you want to go within 100 days, I'm not saying it's impossible to achieve the vision or the goal, but it's almost unrealistic to believe that you will get something done in 6 years if I cannot get a sense of the first 100 days. That's just what it is. Nothing more. That's what the 100 days is there for.
Well, but Monk, then that leaves us with this quagmire as though we're starting from fresh, or a start when we had 100 days plan that we couldn't even deliver on. So does that mean for the next 6 years, the Labrador should expect nothing, or we'll just be in a state of quagmire and confusion where no one can say Labrador, no hey, no tea?
You know, they get something they call randomness. I'm not saying the Liberian post shouldn't expect something, but it won't be. I will use the phrase, I don't know which word to use. It won't be as coherent as they want it to be. You will get, I call it a bag of mixed fruit. One day the president do something here that you think that is something good, and one day you get another glacier. That's how it will be. It won't be a vision. Look, you achieve success by vision. The reason when you see, that's why I tell people, I said, well, we know when I was seeing brother from Europe, he always called on this show. He said, Monk, you are so passionate about, why are you so passionate about the late President William Ira Toba? I said, I wasn't even born when Toba was president, but I read extensively about Toba. I said, when you review history and go back over every single president in the history of Liberia, nobody had a clear vision as compared to Toba. And Toba didn't have a vision. Toba came with policy prescription that back up every vision you have for Liberia. Whether it was a housing project, whether it's about from mat to mattress, whether it's about ignorant disease and poverty, whether it's about humanistic capitalism, he had a vision and he had a plan. And every little piece of idea he came up with, he had a policy backing it. In the case of other presidents, I cannot tell. Can the average citizen call on this show and tell you exactly what George we are playing was his vision for Liberia? Nobody can explain that because there was no vision. 1 minute he built a park here, another day money getting meeting from the central bank, another day is a map or exercise. You get a bag of mixed fruit. No systemic and comprehensive plan to give you a sense as to this is what the president is trying to achieve at the end of the 6 years. That's the difference between a president with a vision versus a president without a vision. I'm not saying Joseph Boakai won't be doing some good and great things in Liberia, but in terms of policy, it won't be coherent to give you a bigger picture at the end of the day. It will just be here and there. 1 minute today, you don't want for the Western cluster to operate in Liberia because they cannot meet their social corporate responsibility. Another day, Joseph Boakai putting some gallon in the street or some Trump in the name of taking trash. One day, he telling civil servant to reactivate the payroll or to. I mean, it just here and there. There is nothing consistent. There is nothing that is. It's just
Monk. And sorry for interrupting. Hey, Glennie, how are you? Sorry for interrupting, but here is something that maybe we need to get into just a little bit in the next few days here, and we are following up on it. Does the president have the right to just openly say they're going to disconnect or whatever deal that they Aselamita, whoever has with Liberia, to just cut it off? That's not how it works. It's a process. No. Let's be very honest, because this before these guys came to operate in Liberia, these things were legislated. These things went through process. So the president can just come up and just make that declaration. I don't, and hopefully we can have Chairman Musa on here so that we can get into that as well, to hear about the processes. Was the president wrong for even coming in the public and saying that they're going to? I mean, who does these things?
Well,
they're good about it. I'm not saying it cannot be done. It's not possible.
No.
I'm saying, was it the right approach? Is this how you do things?
In some instances, it is the right approach. You see, as much as you want to believe that you live in a democracy, the president is the one that carries the executive power. He's the top man in the whole of bureaucracy. He holds the power to, and sometimes people think that it's dictatorship, but it's not dictatorship. When you go into these concession agreements and you sign a binding resolution between you and the investor or a syndicate, as the business people will say it, you want for them to meet their share. That's part of the bargain. So if a corporation comes to Liberia and you sign an agreement, whether it's 25 or 30 or 40 years, when you cannot meet the least part of the bargain, the president has the right. He can use his executive power to shut you down. The question is, it's not only about shutting them down. Are you trying to renegotiate a contract? Are you trying to renegotiate so that Liberians get a favorable terms in those deals that the country can benefit? Are you going to do it across the board to every other concession? I mean, a concessionaire in Liberia, as in the case of whether it was Firestone or Meta Steel or Accelerometer, are you going to do it across the board? This is why we tell you that the 100-day and the vision is more important than just doing things randomly. Because, something might look right, something might look bad, but at the end of the day, what are you trying to achieve? And that's the whole essence of the 100-day. It was our concern to be a great move. Look, Steve, we are not benefiting from the sale of resources in Liberia. We are using a system that is antiquated, that is old. We cannot show nothing for all the resources we have been selling in Liberia for the past 40 to 50 years. Look, You go in other other countries, you see when business come to those areas, you see the kind of infrastructure, whether it's road, whether it's hospital, whether it's schools, whether it's about providing support to the community. You come to Liberia and you think that we are at the mercy of these guys, that we are literally begging them to do us a favor, and that is not the case. I get a case in point with the Beer Mountain. Beer Mountain extract nothing less than 200 to 250 million worth of gold in Liberia annually. Does the Cape Mount area or the area in which you operate represent anything in comparison to the amount of mineral they extract from Liberia? Can you look at the people that live in that portion of the country and say that life has improved since Beer Mountain came to Liberia? No. So,
but can you see be said about ArcelorMittal and other people?
Yes.
So are we shutting down ArcelorMittal and other people too?
That's what the question is. Because if it's a policy thing, then they are all banning. But if it's just one of these, or how they call it, optics or political gesture to prove that you are in control, when in fact, that will tell you when you have a policy and you have a vision, then everybody will take their step in meeting the share of the bargain. But when it's all done for optical purposes, then nobody will care. Because if Joseph Boakai had a clear purpose in saying this is my vision, that I'm going to renegotiate every single contract, the moment he shut down Beer Mountain, trust me, ArcelorMittal, the Meta Steel, the Golden, all the articles, the Sam Darby, everybody will get in line, because it's more of a policy issue rather than some political or move, or somebody might say it's just an optical move to appease a policy and to give them the sense that he's in control.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Again, we got to look at the consequences. Even though the president could have the authority in this given case, but what are the repercussions? What are the consequences? Could Liberia be sued?
In that case, I don't know. I cannot tell you the exact agreement, but I know the president will use the power to shut a corporation down. He can do that. He can demand that they come back. He can put them back on the negotiating table to negotiate favorable deals that will benefit the Liberian people if he thinks that they are doing something business-wise that is not in the best interest of Liberia. I know there are stipulations in those agreements that gave him that right. I'm not saying that he's the next dictator, but he owns that right. He wields the power to make such a move. My only thing is not about the move that he's making, but are you going to do it across the board? Because a Beer Mountain is not the only corporation or company that is engaging into illegal activity or not meeting their share of the bargain. The question is, are you going to extend it to others? That's what I'll be looking for.
Yeah, and for me, my on a point where I'll be looking forward to is, what are the repercussions? What are the consequences? What does the agreement say? You know, if their contract was for 5 years and is interrupted, you know, based on the given circumstances, can they take Liberia to court? How much do we stand to lose? You know, as a because
go ahead, you were saying something. Go ahead.
In as much that you know that the country, but these are binding documents. These are legal documents. The president can't just wake up one day because you got a new president and say, "We'll shut them down," like where Joseph Boakai said it. You know,
he just threatened to shut them down to get in line.
But that alone, is not the right way to do things.
Yeah.
To be very honest,
it won't always be the right way. Sometimes when you look at it, you want to call the legislature, you want to get these guys back to the negotiating table.
Exactly.
So we tell people, whenever a president passes something into law, it becomes temporary. When lawmakers pass a bill or a resolution, it becomes law forever. So in some instances, the president could refer them to the lawmakers to go and renegotiate the deal. But the president carries the executive power to shut any corporation down operating in Liberia. Now you can say, oh, there is a downside to it, there is a repercussion, but equally so too, there is something they call instant and delayed gratification. Yes, it might cause me short-term pain, but it could benefit Liberia in the long term. So maybe that again, the old man explained and say, you know what, we might take a hit in terms of generating revenue, but in the long run, if we can get these guys to play by the rule, by meeting their share of the bargain, the country will benefit in the long run. So for me, I support Joseph Boakai on that move. Shut them down. If they can't play by the rules, shut them down, and we'll find a solution later.
No. From an economic standpoint, it will be detrimental to the country. I would support President Joseph Boakai if this strategy is to bring them to the table to renegotiate. I would do that, and I would even extend it to the point where it becomes a policy, as opposed to doing it out of anger or out of frustration. it goes across the board to the seller meter, to the BM, to all the guys, Western Cluster, all the guys, bring them to the table. You know what I mean? And if you bring them to the table, let's see what the library people benefit from. Let's see the corporate responsibility, what they have not been meeting, how soon can they meet up with these things. If they can do that. Now, if they cannot do that, then the shutting down would be another option. But even as that, but you just been there 100 days or more. You can't just shut everybody down. It will impact the economy. It will affect the economy, whether you like it or not. The question now is, do you think Joseph Boaga has someone else to replace them? That's why he wants to shut them down.
Steve, yeah, the thing, when you go into a negotiation, right, the people always tell you want to negotiate from the position of strength. Because negotiation is not about who is right or wrong. It's about what you are getting in return for the deal you are making, right? So Joseph Boaga shutting it down could also be a strategy to give you a position of strength when it comes to the negotiation. Because let me give you an example. We just saw the national budget that was passed, right? You got all those concession agreement, all those concessioners in Liberia, right? All those the entire extractive industry. They are only contributing like 37 million to our national budget. But they are taking anywhere between $200 to $230 million per year, like in the case of Beer Mountain. If Joseph Boaga were to shut Beer Mountain down, who you think going to lose the most? Looking at how much the government generating revenue versus how much they're making a year.
In this case, Beer Mountain will lose the most.
Okay. So if Joseph Boaga makes such a move, who do you think will be the first to come to the negotiating table to renegotiate the deal so as to maintain their business, to get their business running in Liberia?
Well, Beer Mountain from a strategic point would have to come to the table. We have to ask to come to the table. But here's the thing now. Here's what you need to understand, because it's also a risky risk. It's also a risky move. Why if Beer Mountain say, you know what happened? That's it, we're done. You will call the shot out, no problem. We'll take whatever it is, we'll carry our business somewhere else.
Okay.
The question is, do we have somebody in line? And how soon? Because mind you, that food you'll be taking from other people's mouth.
Oh, yes.
You understand? Not only that, the government will be losing money.
The government will be losing money, but the government will withstand the aftershock of shutting Beer Mountain down as compared to Beer Mountain closing their doors and telling us they are walking. Because they know the deals they are getting, like, bro, they're not going to get those deals anywhere else around the world. Nobody is going to give them everything on a silver platter and let them to run rough shop. So in the case of Liberia, look, Steve, every decision you make in life, there is a downside to it. Nothing is perfect. The question is, Liberia will be in a better position if Beer Mountain was to be shut down, because if we're to get another investor in the future, they will be like, you know what? We can learn from the experiences of Beer Mountain that they had a good deal and they couldn't meet their share of the bargain. So they will come with favorable deals for Liberia. We will be in a better position in as much there will be certain people that will be unemployed. But the question is, I prefer few people being unemployed than the country keep losing money over an extended period of time. So which one are you going to sign up for? I will shut them down.
Let me say this. They think it's not a one size fits all. And the reason I'm saying this is we have to be careful. Yes, we can accuse Beer Mountain of not contributing or playing a part or whatever it is. The question becomes, who's benefiting directly from what Beer Mountain has to do for the Liberian people? Let's take, for example, let me give you an example. A year or two ago, the scandal that came out where Edwin Snow was involved in, and other lawmakers, millions of dollars was saffoon that should have gone to the county. You won't blame the corporation? You won't blame the people? When your lawmakers, when the authorities should be the one standing up and speaking up for you, but not only that. Not only that. These few days in Kinjaw, when that situation happened in Kinjaw, even up until now, the investigative process, the investigation, we've had lawmakers on here who have, for example, the police up until now, who they said they carry a single barrel, the men they carry a gun, who authorized the men to use gun? Up until now, the investigation still, and these people are still operating.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, you want to throw the blame on these companies or whatever it is. You know, my grandma used to say, your own are your own. If we don't seek the interests of our people, our nation, this company will come and exploit our people. And in some cases, some of our lawmakers, some of our government officials, some of our executives are the ones that are directly benefiting. Not that these corporate or the corporation or the people are not giving out what they need to give up. But instead of dealing with the people, they're dealing with our lawmakers, they're dealing with our people that are in government, and guess what? Then it looks like the Liberian people are not getting anything from it because the B men they don't want collecting the cuts. They don't want collecting the BB money. So the way you're looking, they think that funny fake case. You gotta be careful how you handle it.
Yeah. First of all, you said it right, but that could be the very same reason Joseph Barker said, I'm shutting them down. Because if our lawmakers that should be negotiating favorable deals and terms for the Liberian people can go into this agreement only for their pockets, then the president can say, okay, I'm the one behind the bullet pulpit here. I'm the one that wields the most power. I'm the chief executive here. If my people are not benefiting from the concession, then most definitely I'm going to take the risks, even though it will affect us in the short term. But in the long term, it will be better for the country. So I'm ordering them, or I'm threatening to shut them down if they cannot come to the table and renegotiate and give us a better deal or follow when it comes to their corporate social responsibility. Steve, it's the same thing you see happening in the Mali and in Niger and the Burkina Faso, right? You have the French corporation or the French company, the Western companies. They come. Look at France. France got 60% of electrical grid that relies solely on uranium, nuclear energy, right? And all the uranium come from Mali. And the people in Mali, they cannot even come to even help them as to give them access to electricity. Now, the Russian came in and said, you know what? You've been with this colonial master for hundreds of years. They ain't doing a damn thing for you. We can give you favorable deals. We can give you a much better benefit. We can give you certain incentive that will benefit your people. So what they did, they weighed the two options and said, you know what, France, even though you are our colonial master, but this time we are going with the Russian. It's the same thing you see happening in Burkina Faso. The same thing happening in Niger when it comes to gold. Why in the world you look at all the Francophone countries, you take 25% of your federal reserve from your country and put it in the French national banks. You sell all your gold, they come and take it and put it in the vault. They make your economy better, they become richer, and you who are the one providing the raw material, you are living in abject poverty. Where does it end? And it only takes great leadership. So in that case, I'm with the old man. I'm with him 100%. People might call it a dictatorship, but I'm on board because I know if you make this move in the long term, the country might benefit. So I will go with it. The long-term gratification than the instant gratification for now. I would take the hit economically in the short term if it will yield better result in the long term.
Okay, well, you take the instant gratification if it will result into a long term. I just hope there is a plan here and a strategy. But why if on the contrary, because we got to look at it, like I said, that one size fits all, right?
It's very complicated. All depends.
So what if in the contrary, just like Human Baga's administration want to negotiate in a way that they would directly benefit, as opposed to whatever job we had to benefit, the court will go into them. They say, no, I mean, let's bring them in and push them around so that they can be giving it to the old men that were in government before, so that we can directly benefit now because maybe we've been using a third party to get to them, and the message is not going clear. Why is that the case? What do you think?
You see,
isn't the Liberian problem playing in the same context? What are you like?
Yeah, we've been playing to
another.
You know, we live in a modern era. You know, that one thing I tell people every time I come here, I talk about countries that are doing better in Africa, whether it's Ethiopia, whether it's Tanzania, whether it's Ghana, whether Africa. I'm talking about countries that economy, they are growing by leaps and bounds measure. You see, when you are not an expert in certain things, you hire people who know the job. They got corporations around the world who you can call third party. You have a resources. If Steve, I'm not into the extractive industry. If you were to send me as a representative, let's say I represent Melbourne, and Melbourne is the one that's selling his diamond and his gold. I'm not an expert in diamond or gold. I have never shipped diamond or gold anywhere in the world. Why would I be the one negotiating such a deal with somebody who does business in that particular sector? What you do, you call a third-party company or corporation, some consulting group. They come to do an evaluation of your resources. They know how much it costs in the international market. They know the operating costs. Then that way, they can be able to negotiate better deal on your behalf. The same thing happened with the whole knockout. Like, bro, never in our history we have all drill oil, especially when it comes to offshore drilling. Why were our lawmakers, whether it's the Snow, the Morris, the Tuma, the Adolph Lawrence, and all the people that were engaged in that deal, why would you want to be signing an oil concession agreement when you don't have even the basic understanding of how the oil industry works? Why? Why Ghana hire Jubilee, a Malaysian-based company, to come and do the assessment before they could sign the deal with the investor? They don't go negotiate something that they haven't done. No, because they are not expert when it comes to oil, even though they are the one that owns the oil. but they are not expert in that particular area. So what they did, they look for people who've been doing the business for 30, 40 years that know the ins and outs of the deal and some better deal so that Ghana will in turn benefit as compared to greater lawmakers sitting on the table, signing agreement they can barely understand. And that's where the game is. So we'll be looking up to Joseph Parker. Maybe he just might do it right. I think you're muted.
I mean, the points that you're making, they're essential, they're good, they're appealing, but I'll say to you upright, we could be headed for another mess.
I know, right? It all depends how you handle it.
But I think the bottom line here, like you pointed out earlier, the bigger plan here, this is a strategy to bring the men to the table.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. What are the deals to negotiate so that they benefit directly and switch beneficiaries? Or the deal is to negotiate higher payments on certain things so they can go into the pockets. I can say this for a fact. This is not about the Liberian people. Let me say again. If you think Joseph Boaga is threatening to shut the garden down for it to benefit you, you're off for a rude awakening. It's not in your interest. Let me say again. It's not in your interest. So when you're passing around celebrating, yeah, let it close it, let it shut it down, let it close it, let it shut it down. You're only helping the government to push the case so that they can get more court on your behalf. Because that's how they've operated with you. In fact, this government has not been transparent to you. They keep people in Kinjo. The government is even more on the side of the company than the people who they keep in Kinjo. Your government is more on the side of the people, the foreigners. You know, I went to Liberia and I was heartbroken to see a friend of mine, a classmate of mine, who were not on a store ball, but the way he was pushed around in the store as a store ball, that foolishness will happen in Ghana. That thing is so happy in Ghana, but right in Liberia there, the labor laws are abused. You got foreigners now who are in control of the economy and other things, but these foreigners play key roles. In fact, they dictate to your lawmakers, they dictate to you what's going on. They tell you what's up. They control your economy. They tell you, in your own country, they tell you what's up. They tell you what's up. If a Liberian person and a foreigner go to court for even land issue, do you know that look, we are in so much of a mess to the point that your own lawyer that you carry can be bribed. Your lawyer, before you get to the court, your own lawyer talking funny thing. They don't say, let's not make anything political. It's not mutually exclusive. We saw it early time, Joe Wiatan, Joseph Bagatan. Some of you who are very young, you saw it early time. Let me say early time, Joe Wiatan. You just come into Liberian politics. Your own lawyer will be bribed. You're getting your lawyer starts singing the right song. In fact, your lawyer may you look funny in front of the judge. And the judge is part of that play. You said Allah. Most recently, you saw in the case of Jessica and Luca. So at the end of the day, the Liberian people they are at the mercy. Look, I was listening to Radio Nimba yesterday. Now, they're talking about how they're going to protest about Asila Mita. They will send some to the lawmakers. They will send some to the other. They will send some to the other. Let me tell you one. That whole Asila Mita protest that they played or whatever it is, my dear. Oh, you're not even know what's up. Oh, Asila Mita be up already. Yeah. That now you protest. Okay. And the chairman coming. We come just call all of the things. We come get into the nitty-gritty of it. But Mom, what say you about? Do you think all these concessions, most of the concessions should be renegotiated? What say you?
You say what?
Do you think the concessions should be renegotiated?
That's why we hope and pray for. That's why we read one in Liberia. Not only renegotiate, but renegotiate so that Liberians get favorable terms in this deal. That's the whole objective. Because we are not benefiting, Steve. We are not an industrial country. We don't do the production of goods. We are not doing semi-finished goods. All we do in Liberia is we sell raw materials. So in resources, they are finite. They can finish. Whether you get oil, whether you get iron ore, whether you get diamond, these things, they diminishes over time. So if you are signing this agreement and our people are not benefiting in the long run, then we're going to be the victims in the end, because nothing lasts forever. So the most you can do, you can negotiate better deals, bring business people, bring people that are expert, know what they are doing, get a better concession agreement so that you can improve people's life, whether it's from a healthcare standpoint, whether it's educational standpoint, whether it's infrastructure. That's why you tend to benefit from having the resources. But from the time you myself were born, we keep hearing Liberia is a rich country, but we haven't seen that wealth transform into the ordinary Liberian to say, yeah, the people of Liberia, they have a better standard of living for the deals they are signing. No. And I didn't think God Bility is he's going to expand on that, because he's part of the group that set the agenda for the country, the first branch of government, and they are the one that want to make a rule or pass a law, it becomes permanent. So I would love to listen to him on that as well moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Chairman, I don't know if we got you on the right time. I think we saw you just before you reintroduce yourself. But just to bring the question, we saw you say Nimba left the thing here, you're not inside, but we saw you in a celebratory mood. What is going on?
I'm happy for River G. I think they are deserved winners, you know. In the end, I think they flip over from one government to another, had a lot of impact on the county meet. So there were some lapses, but I'm happy that it ended the way it ended. You know, it leaves it with some credibility. At least there's clearly there was no noise on the feed about cheating. The game was fair to play. Luba almost had it, and Roger came from behind, went to penalty and won it. And honestly, I think in this year's county meet, Roger played the best football, so they deserve to win.
So does that mean that you're discrediting Nimba County? Should we keep you on record that you're discrediting the team of Nimba County?
No. I mean, my team lost. In football, when you lose, you can't be going around praising yourself even though you have won, you have lost. With Nimba, look, the history of county meet tells us all. We are the best team in the history of the county meet. We've won it more than any other county. No county has won the county meet the number of times Nimba has won it. Not even half of the time Nimba has won it. But this year, it was not our year. You know, we don't want to be so losers. We congratulate the winners, and the county will prepare now under a new leadership to move forward.
Okay, the county will prepare under a new leadership to move forward. Chairman, we want to welcome you to the conversation, but we thought to welcome you in that kind of way so that we can get, you know, we're not going into politics or anything. We just want to welcome you and to get your view on the whole county meet. But Chairman, there are other people who are watching, or some people might not know who you are. Can you please introduce yourself?
As you can see under my name is Representative Musa Hassan Bility. I represent the people in the electoral district number 7, Nimba County, Republic of Liberia.
Thank you, Chairman Musa Hassan Bility. Mark, no politics, nothing yet, just an introductory part. Anything you get to say to the chairman, because to the chairman where I thought you were going to where or something, but anyway, the chairman, he confused me today.
I didn't even go on the field today. I stayed home. I went out to my friend's father's feast, KD, and then I went to see my son, and then I came home.
So you decided not to show solidarity to anybody? You just decided to
No, my country is out. I have no second country. All that second country story, I'm not there.
Oh.
My brother, my mom and power boy in Nimba. So who else are going to put now?
No, but we from Lofa, we can question you.
No. I got
We can
nothing to
question
do
you
with Lofa.
because sometimes we saw you in Lofa with Alexander Cummings.
Yeah,
And
I
we
want to
asked you
campaign.
before with the Passabien, and we saw you
And then Lofa working in my country and won election and the president now. So I want to campaign. So I'm free to go everywhere. But I don't support them. I have no plan to support them. If I happen to lost there. I know maybe I don't want to play the other one here, but you will play.
Seriously, Chairman, Chairman, quickly, let me just say thank you so much. You know, one thing during the county sport meet is that one thing I really admire of you is your post. You know, after when we were defeated, you know, that day some of all were Steve, Seku, they were laughing at me. Oh, gradually, can't go nowhere. I said, no problem. So when I went home and I saw your post, I was like, wow, that's great. So with that same or maybe ideology, the zest, and all of the things that are into the county meet, I don't know how you really see it moving forward because we are into football now. So how you really see the county sport meet moving forward? What do you think some of these things that need to be put into place? Because the $1 billion that have been given to the county meet, I think is small. And where about money there? That money too small. $1 billion is like during those days. So maybe at that time it was 1-to-1. But now, and the county meet, there are a lot of challenges. Sometimes for county team to come to the capital city to play the county grand general, it was a bit challenging. So maybe moving forward, why you want to say to that?
Maybe I intend to introduce a bill that will institutionalize the county meet, that will put money in it. One of the things that we don't see football as, and that's a big mistake, we don't see it as investment. So we want to introduce a bill that will make the county meet a county league to run for 6 to 5 months, so that during that period, every county can meet home and away against each other, and we can have the last 8 to meet in the finals as it is. And that final, there can be a raffle that if you win the final, then the government will invest 1.5 million to 2 million in building a football stadium in that country where we'll go and all of us will be. That will bring that year, for instance, if it is in Nimba and we play in Kanda or in San Nicolas, tourism, hotels, businesses, everything will boom. That's how you develop the country. That's how you develop the game. Businessmen, politicians will begin to sponsor the county meet. But the initial investment must be made by the government. And this bill we have, it will invest initially $15 million into the 15 counties. That $15 million will allow for the construction of a technical center. So there's no question that there is a place where football game is played and that the team, both home and away team, have a place to stay, and then we'll move. Now, what we want to do over a period of 5 to 10 years is to turn it into a league and turn it over to the LFA. But then there has to be a transitional period of at least 5 years where the government, through the Ministry of Youth and Sport, will control it. They'll control the management part, and the technical part is as this country right now, the technical part is not fully with the LFA. So our proposal will say that the LFA will be exclusively responsible for the game, the rules and the referees, and then the Ministry of Youth and Sport will manage the administration of the game. Watch me. It will change the way football looks in our country. Just imagine from October to May, when we have to travel to Maryland, Grand Jide, everywhere to see our team play. There are Nimbayans in Grand Jide everywhere. People will be proud to meet that. That's what the Europeans did. That's why you see football, both in America and in Europe, is a geographic-based game. And then once we do that, I mean, look at the continent. It ended today, no legacy. You will see nothing to say here is what came out of the continent. It's been this way for 30 years or more. So we'll change that now.
Okay.
So that they can be legacy. So but this legislature, I'm forming a team of former football officials, former football journalists. There will be a consultation. We'll present a bill to the legislature that will make the country need something different from the way it is right now.
Thank you so much, Chairman. We want to switch the conversation into political. But I wanted to ask you because, like I said, we follow all politicians, both home and abroad, to the extent that we go international as well. Yesterday, about 17 hours ago, you wrote a post. I just want to get your thought on it. And this is what the post states in quotation. In any political equation, there is always someone being used. If you look around and you can't find that person, then it's you. Chairman Musa, first of all, what do you mean by this post? And second of all, can you give us an example of people that are used, that are being used currently, or that have been used in the past? Can you do that for us quickly to help educate and inform the Liberian people?
So let me say something today. Maybe people don't know that about me. I think, Steve, I have been close to book my whole life. Grew up as a young man, as a journalist. So you see, Truth FM is not just from nowhere. I was a journalist even in my school. I became a journalist for the New Democrat. I was a columnist for the New Democrat. I love history. I love literature. I read a lot. So every day, either I'm watching a movie or I'm reading. When I see something that I like, it makes sense to me, I take it and put it out there. If you see me saying these things, it's to intellectualize. If somebody say it makes sense to me, I put it out there. That's why to avoid being called charged for plagiarism, that's why you see the quotation. Whenever and Steve, this is not for you because I know you know it, but it's for the larger audience. So whenever you see quotation on my post, quotation opens and closes, it means I am quoting from something, some book or some movie or from someone. Having said that, and I will not call the person name. And I think the person, my friend, my friend. And the person sent me a text. And because I will not call the person name, so I will read the text. Because you don't ask me who the person is. And the person said,
well, we can ask you for clarity to just help us.
And the person sent me a text 1:07 p.m. this afternoon. And he said, so who is the user and who is the used? So the person screenshot my post and sent it to me. And say, who is the user and who is the used? And I replied, I said, it fits any political arrangement. And I said, and if you don't see the person being used, in your current political equation, as in the rescue family, for example, look out for yourself. And the person must have started joking. So go. I just throw this thing out there so that people can understand that politics, there's an end game. Don't let nobody know. You put yourself in any political arrangement, there's an end game. Either you are trying to use somebody or somebody trying to use you. I was sitting with Minister our Connor today because he commented on the something. And he made a very brilliant, comment about to me. I don't know if that's what he put in the post. He said, he can call me Prezo. He said, Prezo, it's also good to know that you are being used. Just to know that, maybe Sekou, Mebon, and Steve, they are using me. But they don't know that I know that they are using me. He said, maybe it's good. You are in a better position to know that you are being used. But every political situation, my brother, people use you or you use people.
Okay.
So it doesn't fit a specific situation. If you look in the government, there are people who feel used right now, who feel that they took all the law and they got nothing. There are people who currently are in government working very hard, extremely hard for the survival of this government. And there are people that are not doing anything and they are enjoying. In any given situation, this quotation exists. You just have to watch out for yourself. If the person is being used, you know them, you elect them. But if you can't find who is being used, look out for yourself.
Okay, so then just before we move from there, then we could interpret it as maybe you as a representative now, you as a national leader or chairman also of one of the biggest political parties in Liberia. If you can give us an example of who is being used or so forth, does that mean that the Liberian people are being used?
Well, the Liberian people are decision makers. They took decision that they're definitely aware of. They knew the consequences. They also knew that they're not the one that are going to run the government. So I can't say that they think that they're being used.
Okay.
I don't think that they are being used because it's their choice that they made.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Chairman. But you never give us an example currently of who's being used or the was used. And that's what we were looking forward to. Actually, more laughing.
Well,
let's do most recently. Who do you think has been used? Most recently, who was this?
One thing I found in my post, under my post, and I consider that to be very positive. There seemed to be a lot of sympathy under that post for Mr. Alexander Cummings. A lot. About 60% of the people who commented seem to say that in a certain way, maybe he should feel used. And if you analyze the CPP, if you fit it into my quotation, you could say yes. The CPP was a dead meat. The Unity Party was a dead meat. Mr. Cummings, his influence, his money was used. And I said this for both he and even though there were two people I couldn't see eye to eye, But I say for both of them, both Mr. Cummins and Mr. Ure. In the case of Mr. Ure, he literally, he and Henry Costa literally kept the United Party alive until they joined the CPP, and the CPP relied on Mr. Cummins, his resources, and built a formidable coalition under his leadership that went to war with a sitting government in 2020 and won under his leadership.
Interesting.
And after that, the institution was deliberately torn apart, and he was left, standing, holding the bag. So that fits him.
That fits
But
him.
I hope that history will be fair to him. I hope that history.
I wanted to ask you.
All of us.
I wanted to ask you a different question, but now you've opened that can of worms. Maybe we need to delve into it just a little bit, because honestly speaking, I admire the honesty in your answer. I also admire the fact that you gave us most recent relevant example, as it relates to the CPP. But here's a question I want to ask you. Liberians are in a business of rewarding people who they feel are a victim. The term here, they put it in the term, we put it in the term as sympathy vote. If you look at 2017, to some extent, Joseph Human Boakai in 2023 benefited from sympathy vote and support. They say, for example, Musa Bility been running for it in London, you just give it to him and I think. What is seen wedding based on your understanding of the Liberian politics and maybe politics at large? If Alexander Cummins decides to run for the presidency, he could benefit from sympathy vote? Is that what you're insinuating?
Steve, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to you, but you're a very smart guy. Today, I spoke to somebody when I read the comment. I think right now the comment is in maybe 300-400, somewhere there. And I read the comments, and I said, look, it appears as though the same emotion and sentiment that was created for Mr. Boyka after Mr. Weir won the election. No, let me go back. The same sentiment that was created for Mr. Weir after Ellen won the 2 elections that led Mr. Weir to become president and was created for Mr. Boyka that led Mr. Boyka to become president. I didn't intend to. That was not my intention. Mr. Cummins was not my mind. But it appears to me that this post has started something that seemed to suggest that there is a huge 60% or more of the people who commented on my post seem to be having sympathy for Mr. Cummins. Is this is the trend continuing in his favor? I don't know. I called someone today because when I made a post, then it was very, very, when we get old, we don't sleep anymore. So I woke up, normally I wake up very early, 3, 4, and then you are on the phone. Either you are watching whatever you can put your eyes on or reading messages, reading text. So that's when I made a post. And I then called this person. First, the person was in church, and then later on, he called me back. I said, it's interesting how my comment and looking under it, how there seems to be a growing sentiment from Mr. Cummings. How Mr. Cummings is going to use that, how the library, whether this sampling of 60% is a representation of the whole country. And it would be fair to say that in the CPP arrangement that Mr. Cummings was used, because he built the CPP just as Mr. Ure built the Unity Party. Mr. Cummings built the CPP. He put it together. He put resources behind it. When he was chairman of that organization, no party contributed a dime. Just as when Mr. Ure was chairman, Mr. Cummings and the Labour Party contributed. The Unity Party did not. Mr. Ure carried the leadership. When he turned over to Mr. Cummings, that was election time. We had candidates to support. We have resources to give to candidates in order for them to win. CPP did not collect any money. CPP supported all these candidates.
And Chairman, I don't interrupt normally. I don't interrupt people normally. Who are those candidates normally? Are you talking about Senator?
All of them. Senator Dillon, Senator Sibwe, Senator Nathan. I mean, is it Nathan? Was it Senator? No, Senator Nathan was not there. But we have about 6-7 senators that we supported. And in spite of all the political differences today, I believe that those people are honorable enough to admit that they got considerable support from the CPP and from Mr. Cummings directly. And so that victory gave life to the CPP and life to the opposition. Okay? After they've all found their way, after they found back life, the option they had now was that they got to tear the CPP apart and left Mr. Cummings there. So the Liberian people see that. Right now I'm a member of the House of Representatives. I'm a politician. I'm not part of me and Mr. Cummings. Personally, our relationship is stronger and stronger. In fact, it has strengthened. We are two parties. Definitely, we haven't made any decision to work together. We are trying to rebuild our party and reconcile it. But I'm just trying to say that, if it looks like the Liberian people a sense of sympathy, just as they had it for Mr. Weir, just as they had it for President Baka, it's tilting towards Mr. Cummings. I seem to, be saying that.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the clarity and context. Mark, do you have any question or any concern for the chairman or the representative as well?
The thing is, the chairman spoke well, and this is now a new theory in Liberian politics. We said it on SKTV when we were doing our own election autopsy. When we look at the numbers, we look at the whole intricacies of the election and how. And I say, if you can follow the Liberian people, they vote before election. They vote psychologically and emotionally, and then on election day, they go and reaffirm their own psychological biases when it comes to election.
And Monk, I'm not cutting Monk off.
Go ahead, Chairman.
My election, Steve, whether you like it or not, it is, in terms of representative election, it was the toughest election in the whole country. There was war in that county. There was enmity between the tribes, my tribe on one side and the other tribe on the other side. When I went there, relate to my mother, her story, saw the people really, really, really suffering, and said, these are not people to ask for something right now. These are people to care for. So let me close my eye and care for them. Let me change the way they're living. Let me bring light to their life. Let me help their children. Let me allow them to move. Let me work. Let me put everything I have, fit their roles, change their life, and then I will leave it to their conscience. Plenty people, both inside Nimba and outside Nimba, said, Musa, you are not going to win that election. The people will not vote for you. People show me examples of what happened. And my response was, there's a difference between those who come on the year of election and start doing things. But I spent almost 3 years with the people. I live with them every day, and I solve real-time problems and give them an agenda. And when I go in a small village and say, I'm coming tomorrow, this thing you tell me, I'll do it tomorrow. I make sure I live up to it. And you know what, Monk? They made a decision that they will not, in spite of everything, that they will give this chance.
Yep.
So our people, I agree, Monk. They vote before election day.
Yep. They fought before election day.
They vote before election day. So all those things, the people were determined that whatever we like it or not, they were going to make sure we are president.
They said it.
As far as the people were concerned, and the logic, again, it may not be true. What happened may not be true. But the perception was that Joseph Boaga was not supported by the person he served as vice president, openly. And therefore, because that did not happen, and there were instances where it seemed to appear that support went to George Weah, people felt that Joseph Boaga was treated unfairly. After the election, they say, this coming election will give it to this man. And when everything became resuscitated, Joseph Boaga won the election. The same thing. Comments, as I see it from this month post, people seem to feel that the CBB were poised to win. Comment gave the CBB life, and I want to repeat, just as Ure gave United Party life, and they trashed these people. Cummings was trashed, and the United Party was the CPP was deliberately, conscientiously devoured to build another coalition that led to victory. Now where we are, but the masses that vote, if this post is anything to go by, seem to think that this man deserves something.
Okay.
Like I was saying before the chairman came in, and I told Steve on the show, I remember one time Steve came up with his own theory. He was like, maybe Mr. Cummings is not forceful enough. I said, Steve, the one thing I learned, people, you into social sciences and now a social scientist, you know that emotion is stronger than logic, in as much as logic will be proven right, but people choose to make decision emotionally and justify with logic. We would think that people make logical decisions. No, people use emotion to make decisions and then use logic to verify or to validate their own emotion. People cannot be wrong after 5 election cycles dating back to 1997, and the chairman just said it right. When you look at the whole Liberian political landscape, is the whole idea about time and sympathy. We saw it with Charles Taylor. Madam Salif came in 1997. I couldn't vote 97. I was not of age to vote 1997. But people decided that they were carrying Charles Taylor before the election. On election day, they did what they promised to do. 2005, the same thing with Madam Salif. Yeah, it was competitive as compared to 2011, but you could tell the wind was blowing in Madam Salif's wind, and exactly what happened. Twice, 2005, 2011. When it came to George Weah time, look, how many times you saw George Weah advocating for the Liberian people? But when they are carrying you, they will make their own case for you and defend their case. They will create their own talking point and their own narrative. You saw it with Joseph Boaga. How often Joseph Boakai criticized Georgia administration or stood in the line to say, I'm leading your protest or doing it? No, it's about sympathy. When the time reaches,
But he didn't even campaign.
he didn't even campaign. And the rescue train told us that he didn't need to campaign because the people were already hung up on Joseph Boakai. They were like, you know what? We carry this home. Let me tell you something, Steve. In any normal society, that particular revelation that came from Costa, it would have ended Joseph Boakai campaign the same day. But in Liberia, that logic cannot hold because our people vote before election day. So no matter what Costa did, no matter what happened in the CPP, whether Joseph Boakai was wrong, whether Joseph Boakai partnered with, the CDC to destroy Mr. Cummings, the Liberian people consciously decided that Joseph Boakai was the one they were carrying in 2023. I cannot definitively make the case for Cummings, but the one thing I said on the show, I said Mr. Cummings shouldn't commit any resource to the Liberian politics. When the Liberian people are leaning in his direction, he will see it, he will feel it, and he can only ride on their momentum. It's not about his strategy, it's not about his VSB pick, it's not about his star, it's not about his personality. When the Liberian people are ready to vote for you, they will define their own talking point. They will come and make excuses for you, even when you are doing the opposite. And on election day, they will go and reaffirm or confirm their pre-existing belief they had before election day. So, and I said it on the show, and I will keep saying it. Maybe the chairman is saying something that I'm not saying, but I know based on 5 election cycles, when the time reached for a candidate, nobody will tell you that natural momentum, that spontaneity will be there. And from the market women to the taxi driver to people in government offices, you will see it, you will feel it, you will hear it, and nobody needs to tell you it. That is where you can come in now and finish the deal. Let me give you 2 cases in point, not only at the presidential level. Look at what happened in Granger and the situation with Nyan Twine. That's sympathy for. That even after Prince John decided to go against Nyan, still Nyan were able to put it up about 2-1 margin. That's sympathy. It's not logical. It's not about policy. It's not about personality. When the people decide that we are carrying you this time around, bro, there is nothing that can stand in the way. And the chairman just confirmed it here. So I stay with my same position, and I'm not changing that until the next election cycle.
Thank you, Mark. Chairman, I want to digress really quick on something interesting also that happened sometime this week, or last week, I mean. You got a response from your communication from the GAC. So here's my question to you. Can you tell the Liberian people, because now I can read and write, can you tell the Liberian people what the GAC told you? And are you satisfied with what they're saying?
No, I'm not. The GAC is essentially, in my view, playing games. The Auditor General seemed to insinuate in his letter that only the Auditor General can commission audit. First of all, legally that's wrong. The law is very clear. The president and the members of the legislature can request an audit. So I have standing as a member of the legislature to ask for audit. So he got that wrong. But the main point which baffles me is the fact that he would try to even not say to me what are his plans as far as that institution is concerned. And to even say that we are doing system audit. My brother, the people received, you saw Amara Kone post today, right?
Uh-huh.
The people received almost $300 million in 6 years. And you want to tell me that you're trying to find out whether you can go and find out what happened to that money? Really? Anyway, I heard him. I'm writing him today. That would be a reply and a notice of further action. So we're going to take further action.
So but Chairman, you say we're going to take further action. But quickly, let me just read out what it say here. But just before I read that up, what does system audit mean? What does that really mean? Anything? What does it mean?
It's baloney. That's what I mean, baloney. If you want to audit the mass system, you're just trying to say, I can to check whether when you receive money here, do you log it? It's not to say what you do with the money. And the audit I want is to say what you do with the money. The system, the financial system in the place, who sign, whether all the vouchers are properly logged in, whether the right people. That's system audit is complete baloney.
Could we equate this to what? Could we equate this to what Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, the Senate Pro Tem, initially requested the GSE to do? Are they taking matching order from the GSE?
That's what the chairman is saying.
Look, first of all, let me thank both the Pro Tem and the Speaker for requesting a GSE to put a system in place so that their tenure as leaders of the legislature can be accounted for properly. That's all. What they have requested for has nothing to do with the last 12 years and the over almost $1 billion that Liberian people need to find out that went through the house, and they need to find out what happened to it. It doesn't cover that. And both the Pro Tem and the Speaker did will make their tenure as leaders of the House transparent and accountable. It has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm asking for. What I'm asking for is that we should not. My brother, you see the entire country is asking for war crime, economic crime. What about the other crime? How do you make people to feel that all of these things are now witch hunt, all of these things are not targeted, are not politically motivated, when the low-hanging fruit to register your intent to say, we need to change this country is right there. The audit of the legislature. We are happy with our sound resolution to bring war crime. What is the essence of war crime? Justice and transparency. What is the essence of audit? Justice and transparency. How do you do one and ignore the other one?
So before we go anywhere, just for sake, this is the letter that was received by your office on the 30th, written from the GAC. It says here that a communication is to acknowledge receipt of your letter, reference audit of the National Legislature, dated April 25th, 2024, requesting the GSC to conduct a comprehensive audit of the legislature for the period of 2014 to 2023. That's about 9 years. Honorable Bility, please be informed that I have commissioned comprehensive system reviews of both honorable houses of the legislature. The essence of the system review is to determine whether the legislature has the required system and controls, including policies, procedures, and documents to facilitate the conduct of a comprehensive audit, as the legislature has never been subjected to a comprehensive audit. The result of the system reviews will inform our next course of action for subsequent audit and assurance activities at the legislature. Kindly note that the determination of the scope of the audit performed by the GSC is authorized exclusively by the Auditor General, consistent with Section 2.3C of the GSC Act of 2024. We applaud the quest for transparency and accountability over the use of public resources at the legislature expressed in your letter. We share similar sentiments and take proud for initiating the commencing a process that should foster greater levels of accountability at the honorable legislature. Here's my question in this. Here's my other question in this particular communication by the GSC, Chairman Musa Bility. What are your options, considering what was written here beautifully to kind of water down a piece to you to feel good?
To the thinking mind, to the Liberian that think, this letter shows that we are in big trouble. This letter shows that our country is in deep mess. And it should make all of us afraid. Think about this. In the entire act establishing the GSC, there's nothing called system audit.
Right.
Nothing. There's nothing that says before you audit, you should make sure that they have systems that make the place auditable.
Right.
If they are receiving government money, your job and the reason you were created, ever since this constitution was created, was for you to make sure where those money go, it goes to the right and intended places. That's your job. Your job is not to create system. Every institution is supposed to have a system. Audit the play, and that should be part of the audit. If you get a comprehensive audit, you can come back and say to the people, and that's what the audit will show, that all the money that the people spend here, that they went to individual. There's no system to track it, and when we went to central bank and track the check, it end up in individual pockets. So therefore, we recommend that the people...
Is the GSC saying in essence that they are not capable, they don't have the resources, the ability, and the capabilities to conduct audits?
The GSC is saying in essence that they have the power to shield people they don't want to audit and use words and jargons to make people to think otherwise. And it is dangerous. And Steve, the house will be audited. If they require mass action, we will organize it. If we require rallies and protests, we'll organize it. President Joseph Boakai, under the same GSC Act, can request the GSC to audit the house. He needs to do it. It's a low-hanging fruit. This is something that can show good intent for all of us. I'm not a perfect person. All I'm saying, if you set good example, those of us who have just come there will say, hey, let's be careful and see the auditing the other people and things are coming out, we'll be afraid. You see, transparency and accountability, it doesn't stop stealing, but it gives people reason to think twice when they are about to do it. It makes it more and more difficult for people to steal. And as we said, that letter tells me that I have to find my way around to get the place audited. And I will. We'll organize a rally before the GSC and the legislature, and we'll go to court to make sure, as a representative, I have standing And this culture of impunity, this culture of lack of transparency in the legislature has to stop. Steve, how do you have the moral rectitude to try to hold other agencies of government accountable when you are not transparent?
But Chairman, does it also, Chairman, do you have the support of the Speaker? Let's bear in mind that the Speaker was Deputy Speaker of the 54th Legislature. Do you have the current blessing or acquiescence of the Speaker? And also, bear in mind also, the Senate Pro Tem was also part of the, I believe, the 53rd and the 54th Legislature. Do you have the blessings of both leaders? The current Senate Pro Tem, Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, who also played a leadership role in the 54th Legislature. Do you have the blessing to be on this venture? Do you think and believe that they fully support this call?
Well, I've called on everybody to join me. The Speaker has not done anything that I feel that he's personally tried to prevent an audit. The Speaker has shown good faith by initiating a process that would make his tenure as Speaker transparent and open. And the way he has conducted himself as Speaker, I'm satisfied with that. He has been transparent, he's been democratic. So I hold him to that. As to my quest to audit the House, I don't need a Speaker. So I don't need him. I have standing as per the act that created a GSC. I can ask for the House to be audited. The law is there. Okay. And the law has to be respected.
What about the Pro Tem?
I haven't spoken about it to the Pro Tem, but we've spoken on several occasions. I've never heard anything from her regarding opposition to what we are trying to do. Okay.
Yeah. Mark, do you have any question, any concern before we move to the next session and take one or two calls?
Before we start taking calls, two things actually got my attention, and the chairman said it right. One theory that I got in Liberian politics is the idea that the people who controls the affairs of the state, the people who steer the states of affairs, they have one mindset that the vast majority of our people are so silly that they are so dumb enough to understand what they are doing. They play the games all the time, and we said it on the show. I keep telling folks, if you come to SKT without the partisan hat or the political hat, if you can just pay attention, because we keep saying this thing for the longest. You can remember the letter we read on SKTV that Nyomli Kanga wrote to the GSC. You see, when the average person hear about audit, he believed that he wants accountability. Where my money going? I want to play-by-play discussion as to what you are doing here. And the chairman said it right. When somebody talk about system audit, all they are doing is just an evaluation of the procedure or process you got in place. I mean, how you conduct business, what kind of internal management control you got. If you can remember the letter we read on the show, it was Nyomli Kanga way of telling the GSC, you know what, that so-called audit people are calling for, don't bring it here, because you were part of the 54th legislature as well. And we read that letter on this very same SKTV. It is the same thing the chairman is making. But the one thing that caught my surprise, because prior to Chairman Bility being a legislature, the argument was Chairman Bility was engaged in a lot of illegal activities. How Chairman Bility was a roll phone, Chairman Bility embezzled, he did this and did that. So it kind of caught my imagination that the man who's supposed to be the one shying away from this thing is actually the one that pushing for it. Yeah. And some of the people that are on the rescue train that thought all that they are holier than that they can set the moral compass for society, are the one that keeps showing to all day after day that they're not even thinking in that direction. Case in point, the Nyomli Kanga letter to the GSC. Steve, you myself, yeah, we read that letter word for word on this platform. That's what he was saying. Don't come here. We don't want an audit here. But if you want to do a system evaluation or controls, yeah, we'll open to that. But when it comes to audit, don't even think about it. Can you imagine a certain lawmaker telling that to the GSC. And the chairman is right. How do you play the game of integrity when you, the one charged with the responsibility to execute that, you're saying you cannot be transparent? Then the whole thing is a farce. It's a joke. So for me, I don't have no question because we said these things on the show. The chairman is only repeating what we said. So let's hear from our people. Okay, open the line.
So Chairman, before we go to the lines here, I got another question or two for you, and then we'll go to the line. Melbourne setting up. Before we get to the line here, Chairman, most recently, President Joseph Yuma Boakai signed to establish the office of the World Economic Crimes Court. We got to be careful because that's what he signed in the order. My question to you is, and apparently it's coming back to you guys, and I know you spoke in context of accountability and justice. Do you think, what is your thought? Is it we're going in cycles around ourselves? Is this what you guys agree upon? Is this the process? Are they wasting the Liberian people's time? Are they playing games? What say you?
You know, the war crime code thing, because it's sentimental, people don't allow people to express themselves and lay out the issues so that when they pick. But I really don't understand and don't have any clarity as far as the president's intent is. And Steve, I'm a serious reader. I read a lot. But I've read this executive order more than 5 times. I'm still, in fact, I decided now to ask one of the lawyers that I will see them tomorrow so that they can try to interpret. Because if you write a note and say, almost like you write it in a way that it's going to result into nothing. Because you say in conformity with Liberian law. If you say in conformity with Liberian law, the Supreme Court of Liberia has struck down the TRC report, or parts of it. So if you're going to use this executive order and say this code will be established in conformity with Liberian law and to implement the TRC recommendation, is there a game? So that when that time comes and then the Supreme Court will come and say, somebody will go to the court and the court will say, well, you have no authority to do this. I don't know. And I don't want to be the guy who is saying, this work wrong because he's from Nimba. So let's see what will happen. I'm just concerned that the letter seemed to create more questions than answer. The letter seemed to say this code will be partnership with international community. Then they say it will be in conformity with Liberian law. And that very law, the Constitution says the highest court of jurisdiction in our land is the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has an opinion on that very. So are you saying that the part that the Supreme Court rule on, or that part is not part of the TRC implementation, or are you saying to hell with the Supreme Court opinion? I don't know. Now, I want all of us to remember that if it had not been for the Supreme Court ruling, Joseph Baga would probably not be president today, because Ellen was disqualified under the TRC rule from taking public office. So if you are going to implement the TRC rule, are you implementing, and there was no clarity on this, are you implementing the part that allow you and Ellen to run? Are you mentioning that? Or are you saying that we are going to go ahead and this part that is court rule on will not be part of it? I'm thinking that needed to be answered. And needed to be answered. Also, the president didn't seem to be very clear on the issue of jurisdiction of the court. Steve, I see you laughing.
And the reason I'm laughing because when we flag some of these things,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you are sitting lawmaker.
Yeah.
Not even a lawyer can read it from the layman's perspective that we read it.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm trying to.
Hey!
If we're talking about finding justice for people, and then we're leaving a lot of doubts. We're leaving a lot of doubts, Steve. We are creating situations where there are consideration, where we don't know what you say regarding Liberian jurisdiction. So what are you going to do with the how you call this thing, the Supreme Court ruling, under whose jurisdiction, and then you call it international. But it just too many ideas, or it's just something that you're just using to just get around people. Or maybe you don't want to go to America, and American people pressure you that before you come, you need to do this. No, I don't know. And my point at this time is that unfortunately, Steve, I will just wait and see what the president is going to do. But the executive order gives me no comfort, and it shows me no clarity as far as the war crime is concerned, as far as its relationship to the TRC recommendation is concerned, especially so when the president didn't seem to clearly answer the ruling of the Supreme Court and the decision of the TRC. So, for me, we sign it. That's it. I mean, I'm not bothered about this anymore. I mean, it's in Joseph Walker's hand. Whatever he does,
but the idea, just before Monk comes in, the idea of even sending it back to you guys, what do you think of that? Why even send it back to you guys? What is the purpose? What's going on?
I don't know. Steve, I'm struggling not to be myself as far as this is concerned. Because when I'm being my Musa Bility said, I will offend people. And I recognize the fact that people want justice, and so I don't want to offend these people. But the way the thing is written, you wonder whether is it going to be like kicking a can down the road, or what is it? Or what is it? Because if you say that this court, and I want to say that, and that's why I'm thinking that the president is kicking the can down the road. Because and I say that to you right now, if this legislature has no power to create any court that will be higher than the Supreme Court.
Right.
So bringing it to us now to establish a code, literally. Okay, so let me just hold my peace.
Chairman, you want to say the chairman is saying literally it's a procedure and an intentional delay by the other statement, because that's why it is. It's nothing more.
So this means that not only that the executive or the president has decided to play the legislature, play the Liberian people, but also play our partners and our friends. Because this is confusing to the highest. When I read this order, and we keep saying these things, people think this is a political thing or people are against somebody. The truth of the matter is this thing is confusing and complex, and it is deliberately done. They've created a lot of confusion. It doesn't make any sense. in any way, shape, or form. You just got to read it to understand that this thing is confusing. They've made it even harder than the position we're in. Both horses concur. It gets to your desk. Why go in cycles again? When we're talking to say SKTV, you know, this SKTV, that SKTV. I don't. I just don't.
There are people to defend it, you know, Chief. There are people to defend it. So, but that executive order is empty. I have to tell you.
Wow. Man, let's open the line. Let's hear from our people, Steve.
Yes, if we're waiting for Milpon here to open the line, especially people from Liberia. But if you are here and you want to, you're in the US, you have my number. Please feel free. Call quickly to interact with the chairman. 1 minute each, please. Then we'll go from there. Please, 1 minute each. If you're here, the chairman is here to answer your questions or your concerns. I know Milborn said he was said, oh. I think Milborn is ready. Milborn, sorry, I didn't see you, Chief.
I know, but so
sorry, I just
yeah, go ahead. Thank you, Chairman. So, folks, to all of you who been following us from the beginning of this show, I want to say a wonderful good evening. Indeed, we are about to take calls now from all of you. So please in your calls to 0777-285-961. Again, 0777-285-961. That's the only number that you will call in here to be part of the show. Please, 0777-285-961. And we have the chairman, Honorable Musa Bility, with us right here on the SKTV. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, my brother. Go ahead and name it from where you join us. Go ahead, Robert.
I'm not hearing the president.
All right, thank you so much. So to this caller, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's another issue for establishing war economic organization to the development of Nigeria. But most important issue now is economic development, social development of Nigeria. Nigeria people are living under the absolute poverty, but as a war very forced to the full or that but something better that we're under the absolute poverty. So the Nigerian government should be thinking about addressing the better living people or Nigerian people instead of going after the essential things. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening. Yeah, go ahead, Chief. Your name and from where you join us. Yeah, go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, I want to know from Honorable Musa whether when you walk around who comes in this country, whether it would bring development, whether it would better this country, because this is where I'm talking. So I really want your answer to that.
All right. Thank you so much. Please move away from the monitor. Keep our calls coming. 0347-285-961. Again, 0377-285-961. That's the number to call in to be part of the show right here. We haven't Chairman Musa Bility, representative of District Number 7, Nimba County, with us right here on the program, the SKTV. So call in to be part of the show. Again, 0377-285-961. 0377-285-961. That's the number to call for you to be part of the show. So that you can give your own view or your own take on what we've been discussing right here on the program, the SKTV. So yes, indeed, those of you that are calling on the other side, you got to call this number 077-285-961. So the line blinking to this caller. Good. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Hello, go ahead.
Yeah, I need to go back and read
Okay, go ahead, man. Mm.
I want to tell Maui SKTV for every gathering in country. So make the Asuna Catholic country. So I will wait for the program when take care of like that's it. It's beautiful. You finish Catholic. So what we do is that everybody want to help us. It's finished. So nobody will compensate. I'm on it.
All right, thank you so much. Keep a calls coming 077-285-961. That's the number to call. Again, 077-285-961. We having the chairman here with us on the program, the SKTV, right here on 2FM 96.1. So to this caller, good evening. Yeah, go ahead. We didn't get you clear, you say?
I'm surprised that the representative say the executive order is empty. I'm surprised.
All right. All right. Thank you. To this caller, good evening. We great. Thank God. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us. Yeah, go ahead, Chief from Bowman, Bon County. Yeah, go ahead, Chief. You want to know what would be your benefit?
Yeah, our benefit because outside the present year, now he can very benefit.
All right. Thank you so much. So the lawmaker going to answer that. Maybe if you have the or maybe the power, or maybe if you can really respond to that questions, and I think you will do that. Keep a calls coming 077-285-961. Again, 077-285-961. That's the number to call for you to be part of the show with the turn check. 27 minutes down 8 o'clock. That's the turn check, and we are right here on the program, the SKTV. We are having the representative of District Number 7, Nimba County, Honorable Musa has somebody here with us. So if the calls are going back to back, keep the calls coming. 077-285-961. Again, 077-285-961. So please, that's the only number you should call. Stop calling line 1, line 2. Those numbers we used it before, but now we are no longer using those numbers. So this is the only number that we're using. 077-285-961. To this caller. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, my brother. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us. Go ahead, Chief. We don't hear you. What happened? Your all right.
Concerning the topic, the all are much appreciated. All of them brought it all on me office. So that they will have some country well, but all of them took behind the point of power. So all of those things that happen, they all contribute to war. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. To this caller. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, my brother. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
This is David from District 6 in Montreal.
Okay, go ahead, Pascal.
Yeah, thank you. And let me say hats off to Chairman. Well, let me quickly use your medium to extend congratulations to Bility for their victory over Musa. Maybe for me, I don't have a question for the Chairman. Bility, recently the owner has been, to be very honest, I follow you a lot. The only thing I said on your platform that the consultant of the legislation number 6 are planning to have a certificate as the best lawmaker in the first quarter of their sitting. I mean, the reason behind that is very simple. He has been very, very critical, he's been professional and analytical here. He's been balanced. If the government will do the wrong thing, he's going to stick to it, especially when he said he's not going to judge the government in 3 months, even though the president is supposed to come on heaven criticism because he said in 3 months he's going to do certain things he's supposed to deliver, but the chairman has said he's going to wait until after 6 months, then he can come up with some grading. But honestly, as the legislature, Mr. Bility is doing what he's doing what he wants to do. He's vocal, not just he's vocal, but he's speaking to power. So I want this media to say, I appreciate you, Mr. Chairman, that keep supporting Liberia and that speak at you when it's necessary. I mean, that keep burning and keep representing the people in Nimba County. I want to say thank you. And we are doing that to ensure that you are certificated. Thank you so kindly, Mimo.
Thank you so much, Pascal David, to this caller. Good evening. My brother, we're great. Thank God. Even though the water is cold, but we're okay. Thank God for life.
Thank you. I don't know just start with whatever so therefore, sometimes no last for why I personally get executive order. That person I get executive order again. Executive order was given and now reference and member. So they say, oh, water code that Karabule, that's also the level. It won't come to pass. We know it will lie to us. But it doesn't want to work. They want to plan forward at the end. What we know that it will not come to pass. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We know it will not come to pass according to him. So, Steve, maybe you want the chairman to respond because the calls keep coming back to back.
Yeah, let the woman and the chairman will respond to this so that we can try to wrap it up here. The chairman got to go get ready for tomorrow.
Yes. Tomorrow is
So let the one more Melbourne.
All right. So let me just take the last call. Hello. Yeah, my brother. Good evening. Go ahead. Okay, boss. Go ahead, Chief. Thank you so much for being part of the broadcast. So, yes, please say only one call. So, yes, Steve, you're listening.
Let's get a reaction.
Man, you want to take one
with us on the show right on SKTV.
Well, Steve, are you taking call from the diaspora?
No, I haven't got any call from the diaspora. That's why.
Yeah, so I think the views are understandable. Those who feel that as you I'm not fair to President Barker that the workaround code, his information is not straight. I think that's their view, and I respect that. But what I have to say to that is that we are not children. And the document that was read does not clearly state what is the intent of the president. It appears to me that there was something done to satisfy a certain situation, to clear certain intent. So we'll wait. Corruption, the legislature, clearly you see that this is what the people want. And we are motivated by that, Steve. Again, my purpose in the house is not to create a fight between me and any lawmaker. My focus is on the system, and we need one another. I will need them. I cannot do it alone. So making myself to look like I'm Mr. Perfect is not going to help me. So I'm not here for that. But what I will not do is I will not shoot anybody. And so I think we have a good opportunity. I really like what's going on in the house on the Onatikofa leadership. It's transparent to me. The management of the resources allocated to the house is also transparent to me. I'm very satisfied with that. But none of that account for what happened yesterday. I want to know what happened yesterday. So we'll not stop on that. The workman code, the president will have to come in. One of the things that Steve, it kills me emotionally, personally, it kills me that this almost looked like a second term of George Weah without George Weah. Why has the president now have the press conference? Why has the president not meet the media? That too is because George Weah didn't do it. Because sometimes the strength of a leader is to be able to answer these questions so that your people can hear from you. I mean, it's going to be, you mean that you're going to put the Liberian people in a situation where for 12 years, they really don't know what their leader mean or say, and it is what project
Chairman,
and surrogates are saying.
Chairman, I beg you, I got one caller from the diaspora. Can I please speak to you? Yes, caller, what's your name? Calling for, please.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. Chairman Bility, good afternoon. This is Pastor Juro Cummings. Chairman, I want to take you on something. When I listen to you on the TRC issue and as a lawmaker, you send my mind back as far as 2009. I guess you're familiar with the statement of Representative Wisa Blamo and that of Slobber Doe when they serve as chairperson and both co-chairperson on the issue of the TRC. Chairman Bility, I think we should be grateful that we have a step forward. You as a journalist then, you were in the country when Tom Kamara was serving as public relations officer for the establishment of war crime court in Sierra Leone. The kind of force and cohesive cooperation we have now from you current lawmakers was something we never had yesterday. And then the next issue is the issue of your post. And I hope after this conversation, we'll still be friends. Your post, I saw that you tried to play around the post a little bit. But let me say to you what I deduce from that post of yours.
Which one?
To apply to folks like us who work with you. When you were the chairperson of the CPP, you used us to put a proposal together. It took you 5 or 6 months to respond, to give us the opportunity to present a program on your radio station. And you came back to say that you were disappointed in us. So that post also applied to you as well. You use people too. So you were just trying to present a situation that you were part of. So the post is at an equilibrium.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cummings. I think he's done here. Chairman?
Yeah, look, the word use is riddled with relativity. Every time you feel used, you have, then of course, you are right, you are used. Because at that point, nobody can make you feel that it's not true. You can't convince people that they are not being used. And so, Gerald, first of all, when you talk about the CPP, no one lost as far as the CPP more than Musa Bility. I lost my reputation. I lost my need to keep the CPP together. I lost everything about me. My name was dirt. So if what you are saying that is me using, think about it. You know, I can say the same thing. I was never in the CPP equation. Did I benefit from CPP? What did I benefit from CPP? Can CPP say it made me to win election in my district? But I gave everything to the CPP. As I always say, just like Mr. Cummings did. But I was not a candidate. I was not. I was not imposed as a candidate of the CPP in my district. And I think you know that without the CPP, I would have won my district. So there's no evidence. So if I ask you to do a certain work for the CPP and you feel used, I want you to know that I was in fact not the ultimate beneficiary of your work. The only way you will feel that I use you if you say that what I asked you to do or didn't ask you to do, I use it to my personal benefit. That's the proper interpretation of used. But if you get off, with your emotion and say, Gerald, I was used all over. I mean, you know, even your organization, the ANC USA, didn't I make promises and payment to you guys when at some point I stop it from my pocket? So I felt used, and that very organization was attacking me in the CPP. That was using me as well. So it's a relative war. Use it, read it, satisfy yourself with it. If it applies to you, for you or against you, it is free for everybody to use. That war, that quotation, anyone that wants to use it to satisfy their emotion, you should do it. It's good for all of us health. But the definition of being used, if the person who you are accusing of using you actually benefits from what they did to you. I benefited ZERO from the CPP. I dare anyone to say that I benefited anything from the CPP. My name, my reputation, my resources, I put in the CPP. 2020, we spend money like hell to elect people as senator. Mr. Cummings, knows how much he spent. 2023, besides Mr. Cummings, no one spent more money than me. I spent money, real money, for that organization. Provided vehicles, I used my money. So who you talking about being used? Who actually was used? My brother, let's not go there. That's my quotation. That's something that I put up. Let me tell you the meaning of being used. If you use somebody, that means they did something for you that benefited them. So what you say I asked you to do, it was not for my benefit.
Chairman Musa Benedict, quickly, let me squeeze in this question as you close up here for the day. Let me squeeze in the question. Did I hear you right? Did you say you were attacked and insulted by members of the ANC while you were in the CPP?
Of course. Do you know what I went through? There's two things that kept me going. One, Mr. Cummings is a decent man. and we developed a very good relationship. And I knew that those people who were insulting me, denigrating me, did not sanction them. Secondly, because from the get-go, the United Party realized I was supporting Alex Comey, they made sure to tag me as being in the CPP to destroy it so that George Weah will win. So I felt that keeping the CPP together was the only thing that I could have done for myself. And I said to them, if anybody would leave the CPP, I'll be the last person to leave the CPP. And I'm happy that I kept those words. So hopefully, politics, we're going ahead, Steve. We're moving ahead. We're doing a lot of things together. Eventually, we'll sit down one day, we'll talk about, so if Gerald Cummings, if he wanted to come on my radio to campaign for Alexander Cummings, and at a later day, I didn't do it. If that is using him, no, he is misinterpreting, misusing the word using. If you want to do something, and I took it and used it for myself, how does your coming to my radio station to campaign for Alexander Comey and you not doing that makes me to use you for my own benefit? I can only use you if it benefits me. I benefited nothing from the CPP. Nothing. I defy anyone to say that, to say to me that because of CPP, Musa Bility is what he is today. I don't want to hear that. What I know is that I made sure the world CPP survived until after the election. There were people who wanted to destroy it. There were people who clearly masterminded its destruction, and I stood in their way. And I'm happy that today Mr. Cummings and I have a blistering relationship. We're friends. We contact each other. We have an excellent relationship. We're going to keep it that way. We'll keep all our options open. And at the end of the day, it is this overzealousness that we have to manage if we have to expand our political basis. Watch who you attack and why you attack the person. What benefit do you have? If you come in this space and speak at the highest tone of your voice, to say that I use you, what you got for me to use? My brother, you don't have nothing for me to use. There's no benefit I can derive from you politically. Absolutely nothing. And you know that. But if you're talking about use, yes, you even your organization use me. I pay money to you, Gerald Colley, 2-3 months towards the ANC Global. That's using. You understand? That's not how people use people. I don't use nobody. But if you make yourself available to me, if I can use you for my benefit, as a politician, I would do it. But Mr. Cummings, I did not use you. You are not useful to me, so I cannot use you.
Okay. Thank you for the clarity on the ANC attacking you while you were still in the CPP, while you guys were working together.
Still, I don't want to see anything. All the things.
No, because some of the things
But Steve, that was open book.
Get to be brought to the light.
Eventually, we made up.
Okay, and that was going to be my next question as to how is that?
It was a bitter relationship, especially when some ANC people felt that Mr. Comey was going to pick me as his running mate. There was anger, there was people were saying I was holding Mr. Cummings at ransom. And I called Mr. Cummings and said, Mr. Cummings, look, I have no more interest in anything. I'm going to where I was born. I think my people need my service. And please, even though we have an agreement that says that, I should be your running mate, I withdraw that request. I want you to make a choice now that would better serve you. It's only Mr. Cummings that knows that. But I did that.
So for 2029, would you be open to the past? Would you be open to the option because you're a politician? Would you be open to the option of running a vice president or anyone?
No.
Let SKTV have you on the record. You're saying no, technically no.
No, I mean, look, a politician know 5 years to election is questionable, but I have no intention to leave this representative position that I'm in. I think that the change that we need should start at every front to clean up this house, to clean the legislature and make it a people's house, to make it a building that represents the people's view. I think that's a nobler agenda.
So Chairman Representative Musa Hassan Bility, May 5th today, 2024, is rejecting all possibility to run as VP to anyone come 2029. Let's have your record on SKTV because we'll bring the record and play again.
Look, yesterday I probably wanted to be vice president, but looking at government, vice president is a useless position, absolutely useless. You do nothing. You are not allowed to do anything.
We're asking what SKTV.
So we're asking absolutely no intention of becoming anybody running mate. And this is for 2029.
Yeah.
Beyond 2029, everything is open.
Okay. But for 2029, you don't want to be vice president?
No, I don't want to be vice president. 2029, my cousin is now senator of Nimba County, so I'm not going to be running against my own cousin. I'm going back as a representative. The people that I represent now, I'm sure they will still want me to represent them by 2029. After that, everything else will be open.
Oh, so you get 6 years?
Yes.
2024.
Yes. 2029.
By 2030, you'll be running again.
No, that 2029, the election in 2029. So I will run 2029. After that, any election that comes after 2029, whether it's senatorial, whether it's presidential, I'm very open.
Okay, but 2029, you don't want to be vice president?
No, I'm not going to be vice president. Vice president is a useless seat. So, you don't do anything. You just hope, your people hope and pray that something happens to the president. 99% of the time, that's not going to happen. And then you just sit down there. No role in our constitution for the vice president. I don't want it. I want to be active and useful for the process.
2029. I just want clarity.
But Steve, let's assume that I wanted to. I can't. There is a Nimbayan who is a vice president today. In 2029, either he's going to be running as vice president or as president. So I cannot take any of those people. Nimba County means a lot to me. I will not add to the division of that county. I find it absurd for any Nimbayan to see a Nimbayan in the position and try to further divide our county on that.
So are you saying indirectly here that you will not be able to campaign against your cousin or your fellow Nimbayan?
No, I say no. The man was
if you look at it.
No. Hello, we are not in the same party. So if 2029 his party and my party now on the same side, I will support my candidate. I'm not. I just don't think that Nimba should have a certain vice president. If he's running again as vice president, I don't think Nimba should put up another vice president. If he's running as president, I don't think Nimba should put up. I just don't see myself in that position. But all of Nimba have the right to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, but for me, I don't operate like that. Like I told you, the 2029 senatorial seat is a possible place for me. But today, I'm saying to you, the man who occupied that place is my relative. I will not break my family down just because I want to be senator. So I will not run against him.
But 2029, Prince Johnson might not be eligible to run, or Prince Johnson might not. Or you run against
Prince Johnson is not running in 2029.
Exactly. So the seat will be open.
No, Nyantoyan will be going for re-election.
No, but the Prince Johnson seat will be open.
No, 2030.
No, I think yeah.
Okay, 2032.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he just got elected. That
Yeah,
makes
so
sense.
at that time, Senator Johnson is not running, and I'm not, for instance, I'm not Speaker of the House. I'll move on.
So that means so you're saying, yeah, even if Jan Toye is not doing a job that he's supposed to do for the poor Nimba County, for the sake of your cousin or your fellow Nimba, you're not running against him.
My job is to make sure that Jan Toye succeeds. It's good for Nimba. It's good to keep Nimba balanced. And so, whatever support, whatever advice I will have to give him so that he can succeed, I will do that. I believe that he will listen. I believe that he means well for his people. But if something goes wrong with him, I will not be the one to run against him. I will not do that. And now that he is member of the caucus, just as we were all reluctant to campaign against Senator Representative Koga, I will not be campaigning against Antoine. Actually, I also.
Okay, sounds good. Mo, do you have any question, any concern before?
Well, when it comes,
Mo, what years New York you in?
no, I'm in some building on the 6th floor. Look, I'm here from the back here. So I'm not going to take the chairman for that. They say 1,000 years like a day in politics, and a day is like 1,000 years. Anything can happen. So I'm not going to be making any future commitment because yeah, you can't.
No, we get a chairman right here.
Yeah, you can project into the future. Anything can happen. Maybe what happened if the cousin resign? I mean, anything can happen. So you leave your options open and you don't make
exactly.
The one thing I keep, like I said, I keep surprising me is the whole idea that the kind of a picture, the painter of Musa Bility from the CPP, from the road form. I'm still surprised that he will be taking this kind of a move because we heard so many conspiracies within the CPP that Chairman Bility was the one destroying the Liberty Party just so he can please George. But at the end of the day, the same people who are coming out with the propaganda are the one that benefited from this whole CPP thing as compared to the guy who was planted because we were told that Musa Bility was the plan for CDC with the sole intent to destroy the CPP. But guess what? It was the people on the rescue train that actually destroyed the CPP. So I really don't know him. But the elections are over. We're not going to really get the election. And we keep saying, SKTV, you come here. We called it for what it is. We asked the tough question. And the chairman was here. He said exactly where he go. Have said, and up to you to make your own interpretation. That's life. You will be used, or if you can't find a person that is being used, then probably it's you that is being used. You can interpret it any way you want to interpret it, but that's just the reality. Politics is a negotiation game. It's show business, and you can pick which side you want. Whether the voters are being used by the people that they keep voting into office, or the people that are into office are using the people that are voting for them. At the end of the day, one group is being used. That's reality. Nothing more than that.
One is a user, one is being used. It's simple.
Nothing more. Why you want
just check yourself out and position yourself. And like I said, if you look for the person that people using, you can't find the person. It may be you.
For sure, indeed. If you look for the person, you can't find the person that is being used, then probably is you. It's more than likely you are the person that's being used.
Exactly. But Chairman, speaking of what Monk said, over the past few months, it seemed like you have become one of the darling boys of the Unity Party. How did that happen? From the chairman who they were going to go after for the road fund, and the chairman who FIFA is chasing because I saw Martin Colley at the town Costa. All these guys were attacking you back and forth here. Today here is the same chairman. How come you are the darling boy of Unity Party now? Some people say that you are Unity Party partisan, Unity Party spy, all that extra thing. Now what's going on?
Well, first of all, I'm not darling of the UP. Me and UP, we're not even on the sense. I have no intention. I'm a member of the opposition. I had an opposition political party. I have absolutely no intention to be an ally of the government. My purpose is to checkmate the government and support the government where they're doing okay. and because we're here for the Liberian people, but we stand in the way where they're not doing okay. I have absolutely no intention, as I said here, to be member of the Unity Party. The last political party I will join is Liberty Party. When I leave Liberty Party, I will be retiring from the business of party politics. I have no plan to go anywhere. I'm here, I'm the chairman, and when I'm done being the chairman, I'll still remain as an advisor in the party. I'm not going anywhere, and my party is not going anywhere. Okay, my party is not going anywhere. I'm here, and we're opposition party. What is wrong with talking? Let them do what they want to do. Let them do that. Anybody who say I'm a Unity Party, darling, then the person don't know me. But they're the one who follows. I mean, literally, we are in George Weah second term without George Weah. So I'm my first time seeing a president having a second term without him serving office. But it's about what he did, and it's not about what he didn't do. So, hey, Steve, at the end of the day, I am where I am. I enjoy the place I am, and I will be here for as long as I can be.
Yeah, but for some of us who are leaning toward Liberty Party, where you're saying now, because you're staying.
You gotta come. I'm coming to the US. We're going to do a membership drive for the LP USA. Like I said, the LP USA is fully registered since 2 years ago. We're going to have an official launch sometime this year of the LP USA bridge, and we're going to make sure that the party thrives. We're going to make sure we recruit members, and we'll listen to what our supporters in the US will say, and we want to know what they want to see in Liberia. So we are coming for a listening tour so that we can hear from all of our people.
Any possibility of the last question from me? Any possibility of a merger? Yeah, with the ANC?
Merger with who?
With the ANC.
Well, any opposition unity is a possibility.
No, I'm speaking in terms of merger. I'm not talking about unity. Because I don't want to use the word alliance, unity, merger.
I'm not sure that the Liberty Party want to merge. I think that decision is way above my pay grade, but I don't think that Liberty Party want to erase the name Liberty Party.
Okay.
I wouldn't support that.
Okay. So Liberty Party will stand, but they can do alliances, coalitions.
Alliances, coalition, collaborations.
Okay. Yeah. That's a fair game. What's your party?
With the opposition.
What's your party comment? You never know. You know the party people who come around. You never know. So will you
So can't do what? Let them focus on running the government. We are right here, they are there, and let's run the government as opposition and ruling party.
But you never know, some of us could join United Party.
That's fine.
Some of us are leaning toward the Liberty Party, but we're not seeing less.
You got light, but if they all light not for your eye, go to
the other side, right?
Go to the other side.
Well, Liberty Party don't want to use us. Why
we are neighbor that will stay on the side.
No, but Liberty Party don't want to use us. Why if United Party can use us?
So, Steve, a follow-up question to your questions I've been asking pertaining to the party. Honorable Chairman, Honorable Chairman, I want to ask this question as to: is there any plan soon for rebranding of the Liberty Party? Because mind you,
yes.
We okay. Mm-hmm.
We are look, a lot of work going underground, to try to unify the party, rebrand it. I think the party is standing a very good chance in 2029. I was telling somebody the other day, I say, everything, it's almost like if you follow science and see how the earth was created. After that rupture, life came up, and here we are. In the end, if you pick all the pieces of Liberty Party and put it together, I think we can make a great party. So hopefully, there has to be what we call truth and reconciliation in the party. which will allow us to look in each other's faces and say the truth to each other. And then after that, we reconcile and then move the party forward.
Chairman, what's your party comment? Because we're almost 3 hours now.
No, thank you, and thank you. It's always nice to be with you guys. I think this is the best, the very best an interview can be, and I always enjoy it. I just want to tell you thank you.
Yeah, we look forward to today. We did not cover we did not cover the concessions. We did not cover President Baga's.
We can do that next week.
President Baga's statement of kicking out a company, and also we did not even speak about some of the tenure positions for which we saw commissioners at the LTA being installed. Even one of our ex-lawmakers, Simon Masakwe, what the other guy named Patrick Honda, all these guys took seat. So next week, hopefully, we can delve into that conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Chairman. We appreciate it. Have a good week, and thanks for always available to speak with us.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Melbourne, my man, thank you so much. You know that the Eagle.
Yeah, Melbourne, thanks for the day.
I heard the Eagle will land. The Eagle will learn in a few minutes. From what I'm hearing, I'm getting concrete information that Eagle will land. and I was monkeying on today to show a face because the Eagle, me and Monk discussed it early this morning. We want our 50% share agreement. So please keep on your part of the deal.
Thank you. I'll not turn down because I'm not business more good. I'll not turn down until otherwise because you know the reason why. Monk, I was saying this morning. I said, well, I'm just between I want to say Nito and the West. And I gotta be careful. You people are the West. No, I think you people are the Nito for me, and Seku is the West. Or it's that easy. So I'm just studying which way to go, because I don't want to.
They may want to offend people though.
Yes, indeed.
Melbourne. Last night, me and Seku were together, and we had a very long draft after the event we went to. And we spoke Seku for reasoning in it to finally, see reason for you to look what you said yesterday, take it back. And because of that, Seku saying we're not show up today to get you chance so you can feel intimidated. So just open your heart and share the thing. Look, let me tell you something. Look, it was you, David. It was you, David, my brother. So what you say, my man, won't close. So won't get word from you. So we should get a 50% today, right? Me and Mom, because we already got plans. Me and Mom got plans for it. I should be going to bed.
More know that. More look. One of you that I said are between Nito and all the West.
In the West.
Yeah.
But Nito is the West. Nito represents the West.
Exactly.
All right. Well, no problem because I'm thinking that maybe.
You telling me that you got bored maybe on ear last week and put ear in it?
No way. Tell me, yeah, my brother. No, it's here. I got a real Allah. I'll be saying more. Stick on ice.
My man. No.
We say more than what a minute did to me. Can you imagine? Still what on me. The minute. Look.
Remember, we get a team. No, listen. We get a team. The teams will be learning tonight. The Eagles will learn tonight. 100%. I don't say they say we put everything together. The only thing I just want to start at 50% before the Eagles can learn.
So when you go play check out tonight, and then winning from there, then we'll still negotiate on that. And then if you win tonight, just tell Seku, if you play the check out tonight when you win, then don't deal.
But I always winning, my man. Forget about that winning team. I believe. No, I will win tonight bigly. My man, don't put it. You want to put 75% on it?
When you win tonight, when you beat you mean you're gonna win Seku tonight?
Yes, you want to put 75% on it?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
So good night, man. Want to say thank you? Yeah.
No. Let me on record. So you agree for all the what go?
And that's Susu. That's it. That's Susu. No wahala.
So what again?
My man, that's Susu.
What again?
And that's Susu.
No, I said what again? Just yes or no.
Okay.
All right, man.
Look, susu. When you put, you must eat. So I don't know how come you and Bizana Mona wait June, but you won't eat before your time. And then they will start behaving like the worker code people. We just confuse you now with everything that you never know which way is which.
Okay, when
You
I
see
eat,
it?
we'll let it slide.
Because when you rush it in up,
We'll let it slide. But mom, they may confused us. So why you showing
No,
face?
that statement may want make. You can say June away. June is
Exactly.
just next month. We're just a few weeks away from June. Talking about where June.
no, month, you know, it's month by month. So you and Steve,
Steve
when you
myself
look
with
at
June 11, you in May. When you say where, it sounds like we're 6 months or 9 months away. When in fact we're weeks away.
oh, way back before when Stephen when they used to walk from the other village to the other village, but then hear the pastor message that you're right here. That means you get ready to walk. So
My man, I give up on you. You know what?
Anyway.
Your money, we don't want no problem.
Yeah,
Because
your money in peace.
you get on with noise. For real. You come with noise. You get 10 minutes there.
Anyway, guys, I'll catch you again. Here, I'm coming to go back to my regular.
Yeah, but we'll speak right after him. But
All
no
right,
more.
take care, man. Thanks for
yeah,
listening.
good night, man. Good night. Thanks to all of you. Indeed, I'm so impressed with the time in the show. Thanks to management also for giving us the time. So good night.
Thank you so much. Thank you management for the time as well. Good night, folks. Mom, thank you so much, folks. Let's call it a day. We'll see you tomorrow. Let me say this to you guys real quick. Happy New Week. See you tomorrow. Thank you for your support. Ciao, ciao. Bonne nuit. Let's call it a night. Give me a second here, folks. Thank you.